Welcome back, everybody, to League Wide Wednesdays. Let's go. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming through. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Thank you for coming through, everybody. Much appreciated. Yes, League Wide Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen, season 3. I have the absolute pleasure of, obviously hosting this with my co-host, man. We've had 3. This is our 3rd year. I can't wait to bring him on because obviously he's amazing. He's been rolling with me since day one, and I'm so grateful and I'm so happy, ladies and gentlemen. But welcome back to season 3, League Wide Wednesdays, and my co-host, Mr. Culler Commentary. How you doing, Culler?
Good
Welcome.
evening, Miss Phins. Good evening. How's everybody tonight?
Oh man, still alive, still kicking, sir.
I know
Kicking.
I promised everybody Cam up this season. It's still coming. I've got workers diligently working on my studio to get it set right. In the meantime, you get static me with a dynamic avatar next to it for the time being, but that's going to be rectified by Monday morning because you know what happens Monday morning. We got a
Motivation
game to
Monday,
talk
baby.
about. We got a game to talk about.
I gotta get to talk about. Thank God. Thank God. Football's back. Thank you,
It is. I can't
Lord.
believe it. Starting with
Gosh,
Thursday. Speaking of, since it's league wide, that's going to be a fantastic game. I think the NFL done good.
I
You
agree.
done
I
good,
agree. They
NFL.
do, but you know what? They've done this now for the last 2 years. Last year, when or what was it? Yeah, last year when the Bills lost to Kansas City, what
Mm-hmm.
happened?
Mm-hmm.
They went and had the Bills play Kansas City week 1. The year before that, when the Rams or I what was it? The Bills lost to the Rams. No, to Kansas City, but it was the Rams supposed to. I don't know, one of them. Ended up being the Rams and the Bills Super Bowl that could have been had there not been 13 seconds or
Yeah,
whatever.
same with Lions versus KC. It was
Exactly,
last year. Yeah,
exactly.
it was
So
like the
welcome
Super Bowl that
everybody.
might have been.
Exactly. So if you're new to the channel, guys, this is our weekly League Wide Wednesday show where we literally do, and you can see it over here, we do the weekly schedule reviews, previews, and our recaps as well. We give you our pick'ems every single week, which teams we believe and why we believe they're gonna win. And then we also have our, at least my favorite portion of the show where we talk about our impact players. That means quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end, and your defense throughout the entire season for that week. Who's gonna be the most
Mm.
impactful?
Yeah, I
So,
like. I'm excited for that segment. I got a really good pick that I might be able to steal from you because
oh,
I
okay,
kind of
okay.
have an
Well,
idea who you're going to pick for a certain position.
we'll see. Oh,
Given
don't do it because I
given that
already
they
had
have
to
a
do it.
given that he has like a sort of a real quarterback throwing to him now. We'll
Yeah,
see.
and I knew you were gonna say that because he got stolen from me by this dude, Raphael. He, him, right there.
In fantasy, you mean? Oh, wow,
Yes, in my fantasy, literally, I was
that's
gonna
a
pick
good
him
move.
next.
That's a good move. I got him on one of my free DFS lineups this week
Oh
because
my god, I was so
case you
mad,
in
man.
case you're trying to figure out who we're talking about, that is the wonderful Mike Gesicki, Miss Finn's favorite tight end in the
Absolutely,
universe.
absolutely. Mike, good, sexy, like I like to call him. And flipping Raphael had to take him. Look at this. All
Wow.
hail because his future champ of Miss Fitz Fantasy League. You can rise now. I'm telling you, man, this guy.
But
Oh, I
we'll get to
can't.
that game when we get there. But I do think that I do think we may see something different because of combinations sometimes mean everything in the NFL. You know what I mean? And some guys are
Absolutely.
just made for others. And I think that might be a match made in heaven for all you playing fantasy out there.
I think so too. Actually, I'm very excited to see him. But we'll talk about him later.
Mhm.
Let's discuss right now because what is it? I know right now the NFL, everybody's like on edge. Like we like addicts. Like we need it already. We can't I don't even remember the Hall of Fame game. I don't even think I watched it. I don't think anybody cares about that game because I'm pretty sure I have heard zero people talk about that game. So real football is coming on now.
They
Thank
should just make that game like a real exhibition game. Like, for instance, pick it the Super Bowl champions versus Japan or something.
yeah,
Like
but I don't know if
total
they'll do that,
exhibition. Or
man.
like the football Globetrotters, like whatever the version of the football Globetrotters is. Versus the Super Bowl champions, and just have a big spoof out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends,
Oh
honestly.
yeah.
At this
Shout,
point, it's
shout out
just
to the newest member of Miss Finn's newest subscriber, Daisy Dean.
Daisy Dean.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
shout out to
newest
Daisy Dean.
addition to the Dean family, according to Dad Dean.
Aw,
Yeah, there's Daisy right there.
I'm Dad Dean's puppy. What's up,
I told Dad
Daisy?
Daisy's
Welcome, ma'am.
the one that's gonna get the ground turkey and veggies. Look at that. Does that face not deserve ground
I
turkey and
know.
veggies?
Yeah, farmer's meat or what is it called? Farmer's food or farmer's table. I don't know. I hear the commercials. You know what I mean?
Green beans, carrots, and ground
Mm-hmm.
turkey. She'll love it.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Adam S? Go Canes. Hooked up Joe in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look at Raphael. I offered you a trade, Miss Finch, a player you drafted before Kasicki. You threw
Oh,
off my draft.
she
Listen,
don't. She don't do trades. Don't even try that. You've been around long
everybody
enough,
knows
Raph.
Miss Finch does not do trades. Period.
we
Now,
know you've been around long enough to know.
if he's somehow available, through waivers or whatever, I'll go ahead and pick him up. But that's the only way. Now, if I end up not needing a certain running back whom someone else may want, then it is what it is. But shout out to everybody in the building, guys. So let's get to this, guys. And I appreciate all of you guys. Real quick, I just want to take this moment because it's the first episode. Guys, this is, I'm working on my craft and doing all this. So this is a whole new layout. If you're brand new, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But this used to be our thumbnail, back in the day or the last 2 seasons, essentially, right? Right here. I worked hard. This wasn't easy to make. But ladies and gentlemen, we went from that to this puppy. I don't know. It just looks so much cleaner. Color, I just love it. I absolutely love it. To me, it just looks so much cleaner. And I don't know, I'm having fun and I love it. And as you can see, on Wednesdays, League Wide Wednesday, 8 p.m., guys, you can catch myself in color.
Yeah,
But let's go ahead and start it.
juiced
Look at
up.
all
It's juiced up, Miss Fins, and I still can't get enough of that avatar. That artist is something else, man.
hey,
That's some
JC
good
Texas
work.
Art. JC Texas Art. Look at what he did. Amazing, amazing
I mean,
work.
look at the
So
little arms. They're so like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you're squeezing your chain. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. It's
hmm
good work.
He got me 1000%. Like it was perfect for me, in my opinion. So I was very happy about that. But ladies and gentlemen, Color, I'm gonna let you talk to the people about our first image today.
Oh, the undefeated teams currently in the
hmm
NFL. Look at that. We have
Absolutely.
32 of them. It looks like, according to Fox NFL, before week 1, there are 32 undefeated teams. See if you can find yours in there somewhere. I'm
uh-huh.
kind of offended we're not on the top row. It's not
No, because it's
alphabetical, right?
going down. It's going down. It's
Oh,
going
it's
down.
going
So
vertical. Okay. Oh,
yeah, it's going
it's
vertical.
the divisions. It's the divisions
The
vertically.
divisions, yeah, vertically. So, but I mean,
So
I thought so too. The first thing I looked
M
for was
comes
the
before
Dolphins.
N, so we should be in the second slot. I'm kind of offended that we're not in the second slot.
LMN. Ooh. You're right. Well, Buffalo Bills, so of course they'd be first. New York, New England, so it should be Bills,
Mm,
Dolphins.
right.
Um,
Even if you go by mascot, it should be Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots.
you're right. So either way, we should be second, but it's okay. You know what? It's fine. We'll show them when we're in the Super Bowl. You know how awesome we are.
That's right.
Uh, but anywho,
We'll
let's
put
take her.
ourselves in the first spot anyway. So
Exactly, exactly.
starting this
Oh,
week,
look, Doug Dean is right here for you. Your favorite fan, right here. Your favorite fan. See? That's awesome. That's awesome. So okay, so yeah, so everybody's undefeated this week, which I thought I'm like, this is excellent. And Fox had some really great stuff, and we're
wow,
gonna get
look
to
at
the
that.
scheduling. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the last 10 Super Bowl champions. What do you got on this color?
That's complete AFC domination right there. That's what I see. I mean,
Mm,
you could pick out the two teams involved, but
I was gonna say I'm like, there's
you
two
know,
teams.
and maybe throw in the Broncos, but that is complete AFC domination right there for an entire decade.
Holy smokes. When I saw this, I was like,
That reminds me of the
this is
90s with
good.
the 49ers and the Cowboys and the Redskins and
Yeah.
Giants and all them, you
What are
know?
you talking about? Even if you go before then, you're talking what the 70s was Dolphins, and then right after us it was the Steelers.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, who owned the
like
80s? I guess the late 80s, the 49ers kind of started to own it.
uh
The 80s were kind of owned by the Giants really and the Redskins.
yeah, yeah, it was a mixture. It was a mixture, but at least you see, like, holy smokes, these 10 because really is what Kansas City, Rams,
Right,
Tampa
6
Bay,
out of the 10 are
Patriots,
from the Patriots
Eagles.
and Chiefs alone.
It's
Wow.
5 teams. Oh, and
Right.
Denver. 6 teams.
Right.
10 Super Bowls.
That's 70% AFC.
80%.
No. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. That's 70%.
Oh, that's
Tampa
right.
Bay Tampa Bay
The
is in the
Tampa
NFC.
Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I'm a Florida girl,
I
so
know
I'm
the
always
Rams
thinking,
I know the Rams I know the Rams and Eagles and
mm,
Buccaneers seem like AFC teams,
yeah, but they're not.
you know.
It's just, yeah,
Because
I was totally.
they're obviously the only ones worth a dang in the last 10 years in the NFC, so we can make them honorary AFC teams, and
Seriously.
that means that the AFC is 10 for 10 in the last 10 years.
Exactly. At the end of the
See
Dolphins
how
will be
my
the only
logic
one on
works?
the undefeated chart. Yep, that's true. No, I mean, I just thought it was insane. You know what I mean? Because when you're talking about league wide,
Mm,
you got to discuss, the different power rankings and stuff. We'll get to the quarterbacks in a second, but this is PFT.
power rankings.
This is their power ranking. So take a look,
11.
ladies and gentlemen.
That's kinda where we should be at without knowing anything yet. I mean,
Yeah,
I could argue we might be ahead of some of the teams above us, but that just means that those teams are out of place. We should still be at about 11, 10 or 11.
which is not bad at all.
I mean, if you go
Not
just
bad at all.
based on just moving the football
Hmm.
and not defense, then you're gonna put us up in the top 3. But this is the whole team, defense, everything,
Yeah, yeah.
special
Well, I mean, it's
teams.
funny because this morning on the AFC show, I did the um the position ranks by division, by
Right.
unit. And let me tell you something. I said that the Dolphins number one in the wide receiver core and the running back core, but I think I have to say that about the entire league. I think the Dolphins do have the number one wide receiver
Well,
core in
the
the
one thing
entire team and
the
the running
one
back core.
the one thing I do think is a little unfair is that this is power rankings, which means they can take into consideration projections. And if you look at our defense now, the way it's constructed and the way we're projected to be compared to last year, uh That's the only thing the Chiefs have on everybody is that fantastic defense. Their offense wasn't
Yeah.
nothing to write home about last year. So really, you could argue we should be up there in the top 5. Where I would really have a problem is them Buccaneers don't need to be sitting 2 places above us. No way. And the Bengals, I could argue, should be sitting maybe 1 place behind us because their quarterback literally hasn't
Yeah, I
showed up
can
for
see
a
us
game
being
in like
higher than that. I
yeah.
think Bucks
I
should be
mean,
behind us.
their
I'm okay with
quarterback
Texans being
the
ahead
the
though.
Bengals quarterback literally hasn't shown up in like the last 10 million years. You know what I mean? So like I don't even know if he still exists or not,
Uh-huh.
which is
What's up,
gonna feed
Michelle?
which is gonna feed into my take about their game coming up shortly.
All right, awesome. Well, that was PFT, so I thought it was actually pretty interesting because different people obviously they rank different teams differently. So this was the
This is
power
Fox's
ranking.
power rankings.
Yeah,
All
this is
right.
Fox's power ranking. So pre everything.
See, I mean, what are we talking about here, Fox? 16th?
Yeah, that I thought that was. I thought that was way too low, in my opinion, because I don't see how Atlanta could be higher than us. No offense, Jets because they got Aaron Rodgers. No, no, I, I'm.
We
I don't
beat
agree with
Dallas
this.
last year. We've beaten the Browns the last 2 times we faced them.
Hmm. That's why I'm like, I don't. That's why I always like to take a look at just more than one. You know what I mean? So that way you can see the general consensus. And this is
Yeah,
before the season starts. They got us at 16. I
yeah,
don't agree with it. Now
yeah. They're a
Panthers,
little
that's
suspect
100%
flock.
right. They got the bookend right. Like
They
Panthers,
must not have had Acho voting on this poll.
probably not actually with the way that everything's going down with them.
I'm
But
really disappointed, Fox, NFL.
mm-hmm,
You're
mm-hmm,
terrible. And I don't usually throw that around lightly. I ain't one of those people that tells everybody that disagrees with me they're terrible. But that's terrible.
mm-hmm. It is
16?
terrible.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I think that's way too low. That's
All
way too
right.
low. We're not
Reigning
middle of the
Super
road.
Bowl champions in opening games 38 and 18 and 1. Wow. That's about to be 38 and 19 and 1. But we'll get
Yeah,
to that in a minute.
we'll get to that in a second. That's why I was like, "Ooh, this is," and I was going crazy with the way that they had so many different things. So this is some other cool stuff that I saw Fox
Yeah.
putting in.
Longest acting week 1 win streaks. It's really interesting that we're there because
Hmm.
well, I guess if you take Flores's last year, we actually
Of
won on
course.
opening. We won on opening day, even though we went 1-4 or 1-7 to start the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said the same thing. We
Right.
actually we in the last
But
2 years we've gone 3-0.
we were on like a 5-season losing streak on game 1. It was ridiculous.
Because they always put either the Jets or the Patriots week 1.
Mhm.
Almost always.
Yeah, that
And
that
at that time, come on, we were not gonna.
that week 1 win under Flores's belt, wasn't that the game that Xavier and Howard forced the fumble to end the game
Mm,
that everybody
yes,
credits Tua for? Yeah, that game. Yeah.
yes,
You know, when they say
yeah.
2 is 5-0 against the Patriots or whatever, they include that game.
Uh I'm over those
I know,
arguments,
me
man.
too.
To
Me
be
too.
honest with you,
I just thought it
but
was
it's
irony.
valid though. It's
It was
valid.
ironic that it showed up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's valid. That's why I'm like, I'm not. I'm not
Well, and I
so
mean,
pressed about that.
we'll get to it soon, but I look for us to continue that streak. Look at
I
New Orleans at 5. Wow.
That's why I was like, wow, New Orleans, really? The last 5 seasons.
That's because they just continue that off-season hype into the first couple weeks and then they fall off. And that's
They have
Derek
the same
Carr for you.
issue. They have the same issue with oh my gosh.
Gesundheit.
Grazie. They have the same issue as the Raiders. They just haven't been able to find a decent quarterback if you really take a look at it. where they can have any type of longevity with them, and to me, that's their biggest issue.
And I don't know
So
what's wrong with Derek Carr. The guy delivers the football just fine. He's not. I mean, what is it about him that just doesn't get the job done?
Derek Carr, I think, is just below
Because if you ask me, in
Dak
the long
and
run,
Kirk Cousins.
right? But in the long run, what you've gotten out of him doesn't amount to any more than you'd get out of a Skylar Thompson. If you really think about it,
I mean,
that's the point everybody's trying to make about not throwing the word trash on Skyler. It's like, okay, fine. If that's the case, then let's include Derek Carr and
yeah.
all these other guys that Kirk Cousins that have really amounted to nothing.
I mean, and if you really want to take it further, you could even say Dak Prescott. Like,
Yeah, I could.
he would be, but he would be in the higher end of that tier. Like,
Right,
he'd be
right.
at the very top of
For
that
instance,
tier.
when you look at the Atlanta game this week, one of the reasons I'm trying to find to favor one of the two teams is the fact that Kirk Cousins usually pedantically wins these type of early games where nobody knows what to expect and he just does his job and wins it. But that's all you ever get out of the guy.
Mm. Yeah, which never helps the team overall. At least this
Like if you were
time,
to have Skyler and get a bunch of W's winning the way he did against the Jets. Well, cool, they're a bunch of W's, but you know what I mean? So I just don't understand the fascination in these guys with these teams. Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins and name them. I mean, Kyler Murray. Like, anyway,
I
sorry.
know, I know.
I mean to
I
get
want to
off the
leave the
rails.
quarterback stuff. I want to leave the quarterback stuff there. Look at this, another cool one, because this is league wide. It's week one. You know what I mean? So we can talk about this. Look at this, Super Bowl titles by division. By
Wow.
division.
The
This
AFC
is
East.
crazy.
And look at
This
that. The
is crazy.
49ers are holding down and, oh no, it's not even the AFC. This is just AFC. Okay. So it's AFC
Yeah, this
West.
is
The Chiefs
AFC.
are
Yeah,
holding that. Chiefs and the Broncos are holding that one down.
yeah, the AFC West.
And the couple that I don't know if the Raiders got any early back in the 70s or not.
Uh,
Maybe one.
which ones?
Aren't they the ones that lost to Joe Namath?
The Raiders?
Yeah. No,
Possibly.
they're in the same conference. Never mind.
So I thought it was interesting because if you take a look at
Pittsburgh
this right
holding
now,
down the North by themselves pretty much.
oh yeah, because they have six themselves,
6. Yep.
and Baltimore have the other two. So
Right.
that's it. Cleveland and Bengals haven't done anything, and they had Megatron and Andy Dalton.
Right.
Now they have Burrow and Jamar Chase. So
So
we gotta see what this second.
you got
And then
6 to the
Cleveland.
Patriots, 2 to us, and 1 to the Jets.
Well,
And
here, yeah, six
we
to the
won't even talk
Patriots, two to
about the
us, one to the
zero. We
Jets.
won't even talk about the zero. You know, we'd be tied with the AFC West if Buffalo held their weight.
If they
If
did their
Buffalo could
job.
carry their weight, we'd be tied with the West.
Seriously. But even to think, like, this is right here. This
Oh, it
is
was the Colts.
20.
Yeah, Sea Devil got it. It was the Colts that lost to the Jets back when Baltimore was still in the NFC.
This is 29 Super Bowls. There's only been what, 55?
Or
That
NFL, I
means,
should say. It was still AFL, NFL back then.
yeah. Oh well, yeah, but this is 29 Super Bowls. That means that the AFC has been the most dominant conference
Oh,
out
Sea
of the
Devil
two.
says Raiders got 3 of them in the West.
Well, Kansas City has
I know Denver has
3
3 of
plus
them.
the one that they won before, so that's 4.
Well, I know Denver has 3.
Denver has 3, so that's 8.
Mike Shanahan,
Yeah,
all by Mike Shanahan.
yeah, and then the 2 from the Raiders.
Right.
Yeah, so that's 10. The Chargers are the only ones that didn't win. I
Yep.
thought that they won, but they never did.
Right.
Um,
Chiefs have 3 in the Patrick Mahomes era, 1 back in
in
the
the era.
day.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where that comes from. And then down here with the Colts,
And of
Jacksonville
course,
doesn't have one.
I mean, the Chiefs are the ones that like they're the ones that named the AFC Championship trophy after their owners, so we kind of like have a special place for them. Anyway,
Hmm.
it's better that they're atop the whole thing rather than one of the other divisions, you know,
I guess
because
it would look
none of
good.
us, every one of us in the AFC owe our existence to Lamar Hunt and the Kansas City Chiefs. So
I'll take
that's
it.
what
And
that's
then
why the trophy's named after him.
this lonely, very small AFC South, the Colts with Peyton Manning, they got one with him. The other one, I know it's not the Jaguars. I think it was a Houston or Tennessee. No, Tennessee, I think is the one that won. Or no.
Did they win one or did
Or
they
was
just
it
get to it?
Houston? Well, I know the Colts haven't won. Or did the Colts win too? Because I know they for sure won with they won one
So
with
who do we
Manning,
got? We
but
got the Colts. The Colts, I think, might have won one back in the day.
oh then they're the only ones who
So who do
have
we
won
got?
there.
We got the Colts, the Titans, the Jags, and
Houston
the Texans. Well, we know Houston hasn't won one.
or
Not as the
Jags.
not as the Texans anyway, and the Jags haven't. Did the Titans get one?
I don't. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I can't recall the Titans ever winning a
Raphael's
Super.
saying Andrew Luck won one. I thought I was going to say the same thing, but I wasn't sure. So the Colts might have won both of them.
Wait, Andrew Luck won a Super Bowl?
That's what my first thought was to think that, but I didn't say it because I thought that I don't think he won one.
I don't know. He didn't. Listen, I was very. I was in the suck for luck camp. Okay, believe me when I tell you, I can rattle off stats. And the man only lasted
But
8 seasons
but
because
I
that
thought Manning,
organization refused to get him an O line.
but I thought
Thank you,
Manning,
thank you, Sea Devil.
I thought Manning only had one Super Bowl going into Denver.
Manning only won. Manning only won once. He
Right,
won one Super Bowl
right,
because he had to win in Denver to tie his brother.
right. I'm looking it
So
up.
that's why I'm like, I don't think
I'm
I don't think
looking
he
it
won.
up, man.
Look it up, because I'm in the middle of producing and stuff. Good
Now,
evening, Sea Devil.
to be fair, they also won 3 NFL championships before the Super Bowl era. But their first Super Bowl was won in 1971. That's what I thought. It was back in the day.
Okay, so super back in the day.
Yeah.
1971 is who we lost to. We lost to them because we made the Super Bowl in
Right. No,
71.
we lost to Dallas in 1972 Super Bowl. Remember,
Dude,
that was the
dude, dude,
71
dude.
that was the 71 season. We went undefeated in the 72 season and won the game in 1973. Then we followed that up with a great season in 73 and won that Super Bowl in 74 technically.
Technically, okay,
Right.
but
So
in the
71 when they
71
say
season.
right, but when they say they won in 71, they're giving the date. January whatever 1971. So it would have been the
So
70 season.
the
It would have
70.
been the 1970 season, right?
Okay, the 1970 season.
Because
Because I'm like,
we
we
lost
went.
to the Dallas Cowboys in the 1971 season and which was the 1972 Super Bowl.
Oh, is that how we ended up with Earl Morrall? He replaced Johnny Unitas in that game, says
In
Sea
the
Devil.
Colts game. In that Colts game, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Raphael said the 2007 Colts, which I remember that was Manning, because that Super Bowl actually, that Super Bowl ended up being in Miami, I think,
That was against
if
the
I'm not
Bears,
mistaken.
wasn't it?
I don't remember who the opponent was, but
Yeah, I think
I
it
do
was the
remember that
Bears
one.
wasn't it with Jay Cutler supposed to be, or Rex Grossman or
I
somebody?
can't with the rest. I don't know, man, but that's hilarious.
That
That
was
is
supposed to
hilarious.
be Brian Urlacher's chance for a last hurrah, and it didn't happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's what people tend to forget. We are the first team that went to 3 Super Bowls in a
I
row.
know. I have to continue to remind people we were the first ones who did
To be
that.
honest with you, I didn't even realize that till recently when I happened to be looking it up for other reasons. I'm like, wow, we
I
lost to
said that.
Dallas in '71. That's right. That's
I
3 in a
said that
row.
in not Lee in one of your shows for TFTG.
hmm
I was like, we
hmm
were the first team to go to three-peat. That whole
And
three-peat didn't exist back
I
then.
think we're still
That
the
was
only
us.
ones. I think we're still the only ones
To go to back-to-back
to go
AFC
to 3 in a
championships.
row. No,
Yeah.
to go to
To
3
three
Super
Super Bowls
Bowls
in
in
a
a
row.
row. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
We're still
see.
the only
Yes,
team
because even New
that's done it.
England,
Yeah.
they won in 2001,
Yep. And
2000, but
they
they
had an
lost
interregnum.
2002, 3 and 4, so that didn't
They
count.
had an
We
interregnum. Yep.
just we
Now,
just saw the Chiefs didn't do it either.
To the Patriots credit, they won like 4 in a 5-year period or something like that. You know what I mean?
Sea Devil's right. What's up, Sea Devil? The Bills did go to 4 Super Bowls straight, so
Not straight.
um,
They weren't straight,
four
were
Super
they?
Bowls in a row. Yeah, that's
All
the
right, maybe
whole
they were.
joke. That's the whole joke. They were 4-0. It's
Yeah,
not
but I
just that they
mean,
lost, but they actually went four in a row.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So thank you, Sea Devil. Yeah, you're 1000% right. That
I mean,
man.
it's hard to remember that
Ugh,
record was broken by a team that didn't win a single one of those 4 appearances. It's kind of hard to
that's
give them credit for that.
insane. How
You're
did that?
technically
Yeah.
right. You know what I mean? But we're talking about winners here.
Don't
You
forget the bums.
know?
Look at Michelle. I love Michelle. My God, yes, the Bears lost to the Broncos
I'm
or to the
sorry, guys.
Colts.
It's easy to forget the Bills. What can I say?
Oh, look
It's
at
easy
Sea
to forget
Devil.
them. Wide
Wide
right, yeah.
right. Oh God, I love it. I love it. But guys, this is why I say you want to come to League Wide Wednesday, because you never know what we're gonna end up talking about. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the individual players stuff here, because I wanted to go ahead and kind of do just the overall
Peter
league, and then we can do the
Schrager. I thought Peter
Pete
Schrager
Schrager. Look at this
was a
man.
Dolphins honk, man. What happened?
Look at this man. He got the Jets going first.
He has the
Boy,
Bills. He has the Broncos making the playoffs over us.
mhm. I can understand the Chargers
What an
sneaking
idiot.
in, but I just didn't get. This is why I have to show you this, because I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand this.
Does
Like,
he
I
not
don't get
realize
how.
they running with a rookie quarterback
I don't
out in
think he
Denver?
knows that. I don't think he knows that, because if
Well,
you take a look at it,
is he gonna fall on the well Russell Wilson did it his rookie year? I mean, yeah, okay.
technically, yes, he did.
I mean, whatevs.
Yeah. So I just thought it was very interesting. I'm like,
I mean,
Jets
the
number
Chargers
one.
lost their entire wide receiver crew practically.
They did. He flipped the coin. Probably. Probably. What's up, Aqua? I just thought it was ridiculous. And even in the NFC, I feel like the NFC is a little bit more
Well,
reasonable.
the other thing is we have fallen into the playoffs the last 2 seasons in a row, so you should at least put us at the 7th seed. Like, that'd be a pretty good bet that we're gonna at least get into the 7th seed.
Yeah, but then it would be 3 AFC East teams, and I think he's saying that they'll have a better record than we will, which is
Yeah,
ridiculous because
wait a minute.
you
He
see
has
what I
the
mean?
Jets as the number 1 seed?
You
I
just
just
now
noticed
noticed.
that.
I was just
I
talking to you
just
about it. I was
noticed
like,
that.
how did you not notice the Jets at number one? Like,
He's trolling. He's trying to get engagement. That's all that is. That's an engagement ploy.
oh
Come
God,
on,
this is
Schrag.
so
The Jets
ridiculous.
Come on.
So ridiculous. I'm like, really, man? Really? The Jets? Like, I could understand put second. Then I would have been like, I give him a little bit more credibility. But he just straight put him number one. I was like, okay, somebody really just want clicks. Somebody really just want clicks at this point. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. You just want clicks.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, no doubt. The Falcons in the 3rd seed. Come on, man.
I love Kirk Cousins, but no, stop. Stop. I mean, 49ers fifth, and they
Let
went
me
to the
ask you
Super
this:
Bowl
were the
against
Vikings the 3rd seed when Kirk Cousins was throwing to Justin Jefferson?
and Adam Thielen.
I
Like,
mean, come on, man.
no. I thought this was a complete ploy of just like you said, trying to get engagement, man. Because this made absolutely zero sense to me. It did.
He
It
asked the
made me
AI.
just
That's what happened. He's like, AI, formulate a playoff pick list for me.
so I
Make
can get
sure,
clicks.
and he turned down the
Accuracy.
accuracy. You know how you can make it less accurate and
Yeah.
more creative. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but this I mean,
He must have
no.
asked Gemini.
Gemini is which is
That's
that one?
Google. That's Google's
That's
AI.
Google's.
Well,
Didn't
no,
it mess up?
yeah, yeah, it malfunctioned to the point that they had to take it down and redo it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it
Hey,
messed up
by the
real
way,
bad. It messed up real bad, Miss.
it really did. Shout out to the Dolphins making the top 10
It
teams
messed up so
most
bad we can't
followed.
even talk about it on
Yeah,
YouTube. It messed up that bad.
I agree. Look at Kyle Brandt. So he got this one. He said in the NFC, Cowboys, Falcons, Rams,
The
Lions.
Cowboys #1.
I'm telling you,
Oh
you
my
can't
god,
make
these
this
guys.
up, man. You can't. You can't
No,
make this
he
up.
just wanted. He's trying to drum
Niners,
up the
Cardinals, and
Cowboys
Bears.
fans. Because he knows when the Cowboys fans are excited that that's a moneymaker.
They are
Yeah,
clicking their
yep,
little hearts out.
yep.
I know.
Like
I know.
Stephen A. said, they'll be 2-11, and they'll be like, "We're going to the Super Bowl if this and that happens."
Oh God. Oh, I think it's hilarious. But hey,
Cowboys
listen.
fans are the worst, man.
Well, it
Did
depends.
you see them? Did you see them tour buses they showed up in that night, Miss Phins? Like all coming out, all like every one of them had fresh, brand new jerseys on, and all kinds of jewelry on, and looking all like rich. Cowboys fans are bougie, man. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I can tell you. And then here's the AFC. Look at this. Look at this.
Okay, I disagree with the Bills, but I know he's a Bills honk, so at least he
Yeah.
has the Dolphins in there. I kind of disagree with the Chargers. I really think they're going to fall flat this year with no wide receiving
With
crew.
no weapon, that's where I'm a little bit concerned about them. They have no weapons for him.
I
And
mean,
it's a new OC again.
yeah, and all that. Yep.
So
Although Jim Harbaugh,
he is
he
good
could be the difference.
he is good with young quarterbacks, so
I'm just saying,
we'll see.
who's going to be his next Colin Kaepernick? Because it's obvious that he's going to treat Justin Herbert like Alex Smith. So who's the guy coming up behind that's going to be the Colin Kaepernick that takes everybody by storm? That he has
I
to end
don't
up
know.
benching a good quarterback for. You know what I mean? Hey, maybe it
Mm,
could be Colin Kaepernick himself. You never know.
Next, please. Now this right here,
I mean, look at it this
I
way,
like
Miss
his
Vince.
pick.
Well, look at it this way. The only times that Jim Harbaugh or Colin Kaepernick won anything was together.
You're not wrong on that one. You're definitely not wrong on that one. Like that is the time when they were actually able
I
to
mean,
make
as soon
something
as
happen.
Harbaugh got canned or whatever, and they moved off of him, that's when Colin collapsed. That's when he didn't want to be there, lost interest in the game, and
He
all that
fell to
kind of
his
stuff.
knees.
Well, that's all aside from it, but even before then,
No,
he
because
was
I was trying
already
to
like
like,
he was
I
already
was,
checked out on the game, sitting on the
yeah,
sidelines doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like maybe Harbaugh was his McDaniel.
probably. But I actually like the way that he's got it set up for the
I guess
AFC.
right. That one's at least plausible.
Yes. Now I don't think
You
Chiefs will
know,
be fourth, if I'm gonna be honest
no,
with you. I
they
don't
could
see Bills
split.
being second. Like, get out of here. But I think it will be
The thing,
Ravens,
well,
probably Chiefs.
the the thing about
Chiefs.
the thing about him having the Chiefs fourth, in order for that to happen, it would more likely that the Dolphins would be 1, 2, or 3, pushing the Chiefs down to fourth. So it kind of doesn't make sense the way he has it structured.
Mm,
Just because
yeah,
why would those other teams be pushing the Chiefs down to fourth? You know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see. Like, to me, the fourth one would be the Texans. If the Jacks don't win it,
Right.
it's gonna be the
It,
Texans, in
if
my
the
opinion.
Bills or Texans could push the Chiefs down to the fourth seed, they would have done it last year.
Agreed.
So really the only what's the word I'm looking for? The only wild card would be a team like the Dolphins that slides in at second, third, or first, causing the Chiefs to be pushed to fourth. So I think
Yeah.
logically speaking, he just needs to switch the Dolphins so his fourth seed Chiefs makes a little more mathematical sense.
Yeah, between here and there.
Yeah,
So
because it's
that kind of makes
unlikely
sense.
that the three teams he has up there are going to be the ones that push the Chiefs down to fourth,
Even though I
unless
think
you're just
maybe he's
talking
thinking
unless he's just talking a 10-7 season altogether for the Chiefs. You know what I mean? In which
dude this
case they're more
morning.
likely. In that case, they're more likely to be fifth, sixth, or seventh seed. So again, mathematically, he's got it a little irrational, but it's still whatever.
I don't
That,
foresee it being that,
that's
but
a
this right
minor
here is absolutely
that's a minor
ridiculous.
nitpicking. You know,
Exactly. We got a
nitpick.
couple more guys, and then we're gonna go right into it. But I wanted to show you this last one, and then I think this is the same power.
Oh
Yeah, it's the
God.
same power rankings from before, so we don't gotta
Yeah,
look at that one because
that's
it had
Florio.
us
That's
11th.
Florio.
Yeah. But this is the last one I'm gonna show before we get into our actual weekly schedule review and our pickums. But look at the last 20 years.
Jeez,
Oh,
it's
it was
ridiculous.
the Colts. Look at that. It was the Colts.
Yeah, but they lost the
2006.
Super Bowl.
Oh, look, this is the champs right here.
Right, but they lost
2006.
but they lost the Super Bowl. We were talking about the Super Bowl earlier.
Oh, the Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This is when he first went, lost. And then
Right,
in this year he came and then won. This one was in Miami. I distinctively remember this one.
right, right.
But look at that. You got this is Ben Roethlisberger's rookie year, where he went when they went all the way. Came back. This is his second Super Bowl, and then the third one right over here. So
Oh,
and
look at
throughout
that.
this,
You got every division represented in the AFC.
look at that.
I
That is
wonder if
true.
it's the same on the NFC side.
I couldn't find the NFC one, but at least I found this one, which is a little more relevant to us. So,
Right,
but I
right.
still think, look at this. I mean, this is insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I count that right? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So who's on top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 in the West.
Oh,
One,
that's right.
two,
They did go to the Super Bowl, but
one,
they
two, three,
lost
four,
in
5, 6,
2018.
7. There's 7 in the East, all belonging to the Patriots. So the East has
Mm-hmm.
it so far.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the North, and 2 for the South.
And the West,
The West
2.
is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait,
What do
the
you mean?
North
We're
has
the
1.
East.
Right, I know. The
We have
West has
7.
no. The West has. Yeah, you're right. The West has 6.
Yeah, I was like, hold on.
1,
But it's
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the North has 5.
well, this is so crazy. This is so like unbelievable in my opinion.
So the
And
South
then
remains the worst division in our conference. That goes
yeah.
without saying.
And this is the year which I was so happy when Ray Lewis won the Super Bowl. Ed Reed, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Flacco and
And the
Harbaugh.
one before the Steelers before that, that was the Buses Super Bowl, right?
Yes, yes, it was. And Ward, Heinz Ward.
And I think
Ugh.
James Washington balled out. What James Washington on the linebacker or the DN, the short guy that came from the Patriots,
I'd have to
or
bring my brother. He's a Steelers fan, so I gotta check. But yeah, no, this is it's still pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie, it's still very very impressive. I'd like to see some aqua. You know what I mean? Can we get some aqua in this puppy? Like that's what I want to see right now. I want to see some aqua in here, so that way they can see what we've got going on. So these are the games, ladies and gentlemen, right and pretty. I wasn't sure if you wanted it like this or if you wanted how I typically do it. And that is the very first game that we have. This is Thursday night, and these are your starting QBs in each division. So we can go from there.
well,
You
real
tell me
quick,
how you
because
want.
the other thing I wanted to mention about that list is
Hmm.
no Aqua. But what I find interesting is how many of those teams in those years that we beat in the regular season and didn't even make the playoffs ourselves. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I remember those years with all the Pittsburgh runs, all the, all of them. And it was like, we've beaten all these teams that are contending. We just don't get the ever get to the playoffs.
Exactly. Look at that. This is another good one. Which playoff team will miss the playoffs this season that made it? Because there's always four new ones that come in. I think Cleveland misses out. I think Buffalo misses out too.
Pitts ooh. I
Pittsburgh
think the
always finds
AFC
a
is going
way.
to shake out pretty similar. I don't Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't think Buffalo's making the playoffs. Sorry, Bills fans.
Yeah, I think Buffalo doesn't make the playoffs. I think Cleveland doesn't make the playoffs. And in the
Uh,
NFC,
Philadelphia.
Rams. You don't think Philly's gonna make it again?
Nope.
I think Rams might not make it this year. And I don't know about Tampa Bay. I don't think Tampa Bay's gonna sneak in this year like they did last year. So
Huh.
yeah, it's very interesting. These are mind puzzling ones. So that's why I was like, man,
I
I gotta
was
get
gonna go
all
Sea
these
Devil. I
together.
was gonna go with the Houston
Well, I
sophomore
did have
slump
it.
too, but I don't know what their schedule looks like, so I can't really say. Because
It's
if it's
okay.
a
It's okay.
cakewalk schedule, they won't have a slump.
I found it. I'm like, I thought I had it. So here are the last 20 NFC champions. This is crazy how it's almost somebody new every year, right? I mean, the only back to back I see is his rookie year in 2013 and 2014 for Russell.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only back to back, right? I don't see any other back to
Oh,
back.
oh, oh! This is what we wanted to see earlier. See if
Yeah,
all
the
the all
NFC
the
one. Yeah.
if all the divisions are represented. We got the West, we got the East, we got the South. I don't see one from. Oh, there's the Bears from the North. So yeah, they got all their divisions represented.
Yeah. So I still
Looks like
think,
the West.
and
It
you
looks
were
like
right.
the
It
West.
was the Bears. Look,
It
it
looks
was the
yeah,
Bears that made it.
right.
You got
It
a good
looks like
memory, bro.
it looks like the West is owning it though. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm,
Oh wow, 9 out of the last 20.
yeah. This is the Cam Newton year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the what was it, 28 and 3 year. Man, these storylines, my
Yeah,
gosh.
wasn't that Carolina Panthers?
This is a
Wasn't that the year?
Katrina year.
Wasn't that a year that Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl with Denver?
That's the year he won. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the year that that Von Miller was eating Cam Newton for
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's the year I didn't I was so pissed at that Super Bowl because I wanted Cam Newton to win because I didn't want Peyton to get his second. I wanted Eli to have it, that one on him, 'cause whatever. But I just really dislike blowouts, and man, that was such a blowout that it
Yeah.
just completely turned me off. I just didn't want to see it no more.
Well, they
So
got theirs though from the Seahawks too. Now, didn't Peyton Manning lose to the Seahawks like 44 or
yeah,
something?
he went back to back. This year it was his first year with the Broncos. Uh, lost.
Right. They beat the Panthers and then they lost to the Chiefs. Or no?
What team are you referring to?
How about
The
Denver? When
Broncos?
Denver lost, I'm not the Chiefs,
No,
the
Denver
Seahawks.
lost to. So
The
this year,
Seahawks.
yeah, he lost to the Seahawks because
Right.
Russell Wilson lost his first year, won his second year. The year he won, he beat the Broncos, which is
Right.
the first year that Manning lost. And then he came back the following year and beat the
Right. Oh,
Panthers.
I'm reading it backwards. The
Yeah,
years.
you're
Okay.
absolutely
Yeah.
reading it
Yeah.
back. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I remember that distinctively. And I will never forget. I will never forget one of the greatest seasons of all time, one of the most improbable Super Bowls of all time. That 2007 New York Giants. Thank you. As a Dolphin fan, I thank you, Giants. Thank you. Because you saved our perfect season. Which, it's funny. My dad always said, because we always talk about it, because, he's a Patriots fan. I can't stand the Patriots. But he always says that in order for nobody will ever be able to do what the Dolphins would um did, because they would have to travel back in time and do it themselves first, or then they would have to do it back to back to back to back and win, just to get into the equality of the fact that it was a very one and only. Like, they would have to go undefeated multiple years and win the Super Bowl, multiple years whilst undefeated, just to cap off the fact that it already happened. You know what I mean? Like, they would have to go astronomically more than what um the Dolphins did. So I thought that was very interesting, in my opinion. But he always said that. He always said that. See you, Dean. Love you, man. Say bye. What is pick'ems? Oh, we're about to pick them right now. We are about to pick our our the schedule. So I have it here and I have it the other way. I think this was a little cleaner, so we stopped using Fox for a second. So, sir, want to go ahead and get you started. Talk to us about this game, this week 1 game that we have over here. Which actually, I got a better
Oh,
one.
week 1, game 1.
Game 1, week 1.
Mm-mm-mm.
Boom.
Let me pull up my pigskin pick'em, which
Oh, you already made your.
I have entered your league, by the way. I don't know if you noticed or not.
Oh, you did? Awesome. I gotta
Yeah.
check it out. Yeah, man, I have.
We're all just gonna get owned by Michelle anyway.
For real, at this point, I'm not gonna pretend like right
All
now
right.
that's not the truth.
So look, man, I mean, it's the Ravens, it's the Chiefs. What more can you say? I think the Chiefs have probably a little bit more. I don't know if you want to talk about the intangibles. The Chiefs are coming off a Super Bowl victory. They know
That
what
Super
it
Bowl
takes.
high, like always.
They know it's a long season. They know whatever. I don't think they're going to be in the hugest hurry to get out to a fast start. And I think the Ravens, on the other hand, Lamar Jackson tries to play every game like it's his last. So I think the Ravens are going to win this one pretty easily. I mean, it'll be a good game, but I think in the long run, it's not even close.
I love it.
The Ravens are focused. They've been getting better year over year. Everything's in place. There was no drama this year in the offseason for them. They've had their nose to the grindstone,
They got
and
Mark Andrews back.
right,
They
and
got a say likely with
right,
experience.
and they're hungry. They're coming off. Hey, we didn't end our season the way we wanted to. Here's a continuation where the Chiefs are. Oh, we capped everything off, and we have to start over. I think that there's going to be a little bit of a lull. Maybe not. If the Chiefs are the Chiefs, maybe they'll prove me wrong, and it'll be a knockdown slobber knocker from the beginning to the end. The Chiefs have the crowd on their side, and Arrowhead is a fantastic place to be playing if that's your fan base. Um, but I still think the Ravens are just gonna do what it takes to win the game, and you're gonna see some great stuff from Lamar, and he's gonna want to come out and look. I've said it before. If I'm Lamar Jackson, in my mind, I feel like I'm the only one in the league that's not afraid of Patrick Mahomes. Like, I'm not gonna change the way I play or the way I'm thinking because that guy's over there. I've got their defense to play. I don't have Patrick, you know what I mean?
Ooh, he makes a good point. That's right.
Yep. We got
They
Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry
Yep. And
debut.
Derrick Henry's hungry. He's on a team that he believes can get him there. He's gonna be
Kansas
probably
City
back to
lost
his
last week.
old
We won to
form.
Lions. I think Ravens lose to Kansas City. It sucks that the Chiefs have Steve Spagnuolo. Where does Steve Spagnuolo come from? Like, what team did he come from?
He was the head coach for the St. Louis Rams for a minute, where he failed miserably. But he's always been around building good defenses with the good teams. So he's just one of those guys that's really not made for head coach, but he's a great defensive guy. You know what I mean? And that culminated last year in his greatest masterpiece so far.
Because I'm telling you right now,
Yep.
it's pretty good.
Yep.
He's pretty good.
He was the DC for that Giants team you were just lauding that beat the Patriots.
And that's why I remember his name. That's
Yep.
what I was
Well,
like,
that's
I've
what
been
got him.
recognizing since last year, and I should probably should have Googled
I
it.
think that's what got him the head coaching nod in St. Louis was because of what he did with the Giants.
Yeah. And they also have Chris Jones. Yup, Chris
Yeah,
Jones
but
is there as well.
he kind of got railroaded by Stan Kroenke in St. Louis. They didn't really give him they didn't really treat him like he was the guy.
That happens. He was the DC for the Giants team that beat the Patriots. Oh
Right.
man, that's why I remember his because Conklin
Tom
um
Coughlin, yeah. Yeah.
Conklin, yeah, he was the head coach and he was also the OC. So I remember him, but I couldn't remember who the DC was. So hey, that makes sense because to me that defense is the reason why they were literally not even supposed to be in the Super Bowl to beating everybody in the
Mhm.
league. You're like, what is
Mhm.
going on?
One by one, and nobody could move the ball on him.
It's crazy. He's been there for every Chiefs recent Super Bowl victory. Again, that makes sense. DT Chris Jones, he's there though. He's there. And it sucks that no one snatches him away. I'm pretty sure that Kansas City, while they have Patrick Mahomes, are gonna make sure they fatten his pockets as much as possible. But okay, so who do you have? Give me your pickups, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing our pickums.
Got the Ravens winning this one, 24-21.
Oh, okay. 24-21.
Justin Tucker hits like a 90-yard field goal to win it.
Okay. So I have this one 27-24 actually. I think it is gonna be by a kick as well. I still feel like the Ravens really want to go out there and kind of showcase themselves because they lost the AFC Championship by only scoring 7 points, and I think that's kind of in their head. You know what I mean? So they're gonna want to put as much points as possible. I see
Yep.
Lamar getting 2 in the air, 1 on the ground, and then Tucker kicking it in. So
Now,
yeah,
yeah, and
put give me
if you want crazy outcomes, John Harbaugh is classless. He wants to beat that team, and not only does he want to beat them, he wants to run the score up on them
to be honest with you, I
as
had it
soon
at
as he gets the
35-10.
chance.
I had it at 35-10. I'm like, the way this man typically does.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean,
Give us
if
your
things are like
score
if
prediction,
everything
people.
right, if everything is on their side, yeah, they could run up the score on them just because that's what John Harbaugh does to people when he's got his foot on your neck. He knows how to like keep stomping on it.
Agreed. 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 Okay. Okay. So that's the first one. We both got the Ravens. Let's get it. I like it. I love it. Let's go. Let's continue. Uh no, we're not gonna do Fox again. I wanna switch it up. So we got that game. That will be at 8:20 p.m. on NBC. It kicks it off tomorrow night, which I find it hilarious because I thought Thursday night games were supposed to be on Amazon Prime or blah blah blah, but I guess not this
Well,
one.
they didn't get that one. They only won the contract for a certain number of them. So theirs starts next week.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say 'cause I'm like, well, that doesn't look like
Yeah, this is a marquee matchup. So the NFL likely bidded it out on individual as a la carte, and NBC won it.
They probably were like, yeah, not this one.
Or NBC could have said, "Hey, we'll renew our contract this year for Sunday night games, but you got to give us one Thursday night game."
Yeah, we gotta see. Okay, so that's the Thursday night game. Then we have the Friday night game in Sao Paulo. This will be the first Friday game since last season. They're not that common, but they ended up doing it. So here
Trying
we
to
go again.
upstage all them high schoolers, man. Shame on the NFL.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I I actually do not like having NFL football every day of the week. I actually don't like that. I don't like that. Thank you. I don't like that at all. I prefer having it the right days that they're supposed to be. Like Thursday night, Sunday night, or Sunday all day, and Monday night. Like that. Give me 2 a days. You know what I mean? Give me two. I will rather take
Or switch it
two.
from Thursday to Friday if you're gonna do it right. you know.
Well, no, because I just still feel like I'm not trying to spend no offense, but I'm not trying to spend my Friday nights in a football game.
Yeah, true.
Mm. I like love everybody, but I have like stuff. So okay, um, but yeah, that's just me. But what do you got on this Packers Eagles game?
I don't know. Again, without much to go on, being the first week of the season, I feel like the Eagles are sort of directionless right now. Like, where are they really going? What are they really about? You know, is the tush push their whole game? You know what I mean?
Do you
Uh,
think that
I feel like the
Kelsey made the
Packers
right
are
choice by
focused.
leaving?
Well, I don't know. That's one of those natural things, but um, I think the Packers are driven. They're on a path, and they know which direction they need to go, and that's probably gonna equate out to a win for them. In a close matchup, obviously. Um, so I got the Packers winning like I don't know, like 31-27.
31-27. Sorry, I forgot I had to do something before midnight, and I'm like, I don't know how long we're gonna be here. So, yeah. 31-22.
Just let me know when you need to do a lightning round. Some of these games are like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm already falling asleep to them.
We can do lightning in a sec here. We can go. We'll go on the left side and then go because I guess we can go like this, kind of zigzag, and leave the Dolphins ones for last. You said you had the Packers
The Packers of Green Bay,
21 to
31-27.
31. 27. Okay, that's not so bad. For me personally, it's in Brazil, Sao Paulo, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first NFL game in Brazil. They're trying to open up that market there. I'm gonna go with, I think that the Packers ride the high, and I'm gonna go with the Packers as well. But I don't think it's gonna be as much. I think it's gonna be like 2017 Packers, and I think Nick Sirianni gets fired at the end of this season because, to your point, I don't know what happened, but he is just not. He's not there right now, and yeah, I think it's gonna be very, very interesting. But okay, let's go a little lightning round so that way we can keep it fresh. You know what I mean? Let's keep it freshity, fresh. Um, who do we got next? We got Steelers, Falcons, 1 o'clock on Fox. Go.
I got hold on. I got the Falcons taking out the Steelers here.
Really? What's your score?
Mhm. Something boring. 20 28-10. No, I'm sorry, 28-21. Because Kirk Cousins serviceably wins an early football game against the team that's still building and arguably is kind of moving away from their current coach.
28-10, you said?
Yeah, no, 28-21.
28-21. Falcons. Okay. Russell Westbrook is named the starting quarterback, but I trust Kirko more. So I'm going with Kirko Chains, and I'm going Falcons too. 27-23. Actually, that might be a little bit high, but I'm still going 27-23 Falcons. I think that I might be giving too many points to. I'm actually, it's gonna be. I'm gonna go with 27-17. Yeah, because I don't see Steelers, at least not this game. They still gotta figure it out. 24-17 Falcons. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Next game we've got Cardinals at Bills, 1 o'clock on CBS.
I'm going to go with the 6% here, and I think Kyler, given the fact that he was starting to put things together last season, and now has a nice new toy with Marvin Harrison, and the defense of the Bills is just completely decimated. Yeah, Sean McDermott, he's good and all that, but is he good enough to stop Kyler Murray running around all over the field, bombing to Marvin Harrison all day? I
Mm.
think the Cardinals actually shocked the world and beat this Bills team pretty handily.
Oh,
Uh,
27-9.
no, more like 34-24. Because Josh Allen is still going to get his.
He does. So I actually have it
I
a
think it's
little
one
bit
of those
closer than
games
you.
where Kyler Murray reminds everybody, "Oh, I'm still that guy that runs around bombing the football all over everybody until it matters, of course."
Running back
But
Connor. Yeah, Connor's good. And my last week before I head out, upset alert, bums are going down. I love it,
there you go. There you
Michelle.
go.
I love
Michelle
it.
agrees.
So she agrees with the Cardinals. So does Raphael. He says 21-20. That running back, James Conner, he's pretty good. Yeah, well, I have the Bills. I'm gonna go with conventional wisdom but I have it 35-31 Bills. I like you. I think that they're gonna get theirs. Josh Allen will get his no matter what. I do think that Kyler will show some progression, but I think it'll not be enough to deal with the Bills. I do have the Bills winning this game. Yeah, but that's just me. You know what I mean? You don't gotta agree with me or not. Next game: Titans Bears, 1 o'clock on Fox. Who do you have,
I
Silver?
have the Titans. I don't know why.
You got Mayo,
I mean, I guess.
Helsman. I just,
I mean, I
I love.
guess. Should I change it to the Bears?
Oh no, I don't. Uh, nah, man. Titans is where it's at. I think. What's your score? I don't believe in Caleb Williams, and I think he's gonna be a bust. So yeah.
17
Mhm.
to 16.
Look at this. Too tired from all this drafting. Get out of here, girl. You're ridiculous. Levis time. Yes, it is. Two shows in one day? Yes. Real quick, color before you say yours. Welcome to League Wide Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Welcome, everybody. If you're just tuning in, I appreciate you. It's myself and Mr. Color Commentary. We go through our weekly schedule reviews, previews, and reactions. We also give you our pick'ems, and we do our favorite segment, our impactful players of the day. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquid Wednesday. I just really love my my new thumbnail. Oh, gosh. Now that I'm figuring stuff out, I'm like, oh, I need to do more. I agree with Miss Phins, Bears QB. Yeah, I think he's gonna bust out. I got Titans 2017.
I got
That's a good one.
17-16 is my score for the Titans.
I'm gonna go with what he said. 2017. That's a good one for me. I'm definitely going Titans. I just don't trust what's his name is giving me. Somebody said it. Johnny football vibes.
As long
Manziel
as
vibes.
Will Levis puts the mayonnaise in his coffee Sunday morning, he'll be fine.
Gross. What was your score? Because I was typing mine.
A whopping 17 to 16.
Mm. 17 to 16. Okay. You and these scores, man. You and these scores. Okay. Let's get to the next one. You got Patriots, Bengals. Well, I think it's gonna be very easy for me to say this. Patriots, obviously, are absolutely gonna win, right? I'm just kidding. I got the Bengals, man. It's listen, they got the best, most secret agent weapon of all time in Mike is sexy. I think the man is gonna go and get over 1,000 yards, and he's about to have 14 touchdowns. So you watch out. I expect major production. I expect him to be hugely embedded into this offense. In my opinion, he will be the safety blanket for Joe Burrow. He is your great value version of Travis Kelsey because he is a receiving tight end, just like Kelsey. And in my opinion, yeah, you're gonna see Gesicki hit
Great
over 1,000
value.
yards.
You're not even going to go public status. You
You know
give
what?
him
Let's go
Walmart
Publix. You're right.
status.
Let's go
All right,
Publix.
Picks.
Publix.
Remember,
Publix.
it used to be called Picks back in the day.
Wait, what?
The
I only know
Publix
it as.
brand, the Publix brand used to be called Picks.
Oh, I don't remember that. I always remembered it as
Yeah,
Publix.
yeah.
Mm,
Remember, you might not be old enough, but the soda cans
no.
used to say Picks on them instead of Publix or whatever.
Mm. No, all the stuff had Publix for me.
Yeah.
Public, how my grandfather used to call it. I always laughed every time he did. But But yeah, I've got Bengals. I'm going Bengals. 28-13 Bengals.
All nostalgia aside, I think this is actually a really good tandem that may prove to be all either of them needed was each other, and
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a 100-yard plus performance from Mike Gesicki and maybe one or two touchdowns, and Burrow wants to get back out and reintroduce himself because you know he can only run on that long-haired, cool-looking image dude with the Tom Cruise haircut long enough before you got to get out and do something again. Uh,
Raphael, I think you should maybe make different decisions with your life right now. And maybe you might not need Gasicki. You might need to get a little more Chubb in your life or Hubbard.
it's a case of the only thing going for the Patriots is the unknown, new coaching staff. You know, the culture's still good there. You know what I mean? They're gonna win some games this year.
Mm,
But I just don't think I don't think Joe Burrow's gonna let that happen this week. I think he wants to get out to a good start to solidify his place in the talking points and in the narrative this year. So I go with
that makes
Bengals
sense.
24-17. No, I'll go 28-17.
Okay. 28-17. That went 28-13. So yeah. Said
The
player
Kitty's gonna
was
pull it
released.
out.
Is that what you're saying, Miss Vince? Said player could possibly might not make the cut and need to be, given an opportunity to join another roster so he can make some money.
Miss
I'm
Vince,
just
real
saying.
quick, I got the Saints over the Panthers. I don't know why. Uh, um, 24-21, and I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back.
Go ahead, go ahead. Which is interesting because I also had the Saints too, which is interesting. What's up, Fins up, Wincy? Welcome, welcome. Making my rounds. Appreciate you. Hey, emojis. Let's go. Now I want a public sub. For real, right? Pub sub. Listen, if you're look, I'm a Floridian. If you grew up in South Florida, ladies and gentlemen, everybody knows two things about a Floridian, specifically in South Florida. Number one, the best fried chicken is Publix fried chicken. And number two, nothing like the pub sub, baby. I'm just saying. Yo, what's up, Happy
Especially that,
Fan Talk Show? Welcome.
especially that chicken finger sub. Did you say fins up Winsies in here? Oh yeah, you're man.
Yeah, Fix Up Winzy. Yeah,
You're
man.
about
He
to,
was
you're about to
awesome.
get you're about to get showered with a bunch of New Zealand bucks here in a second.
Oh man, he definitely showered this morning. He was
Oh,
awesome this
he already
morning.
showered you
Yeah.
this morning. All right.
Yeah, he was great. And he actually donated 5 memberships, which is
Wow.
pretty
And
cool. So
Fins up is a real generous cat.
he really
Shout out
is,
shout
man.
out to our friends over in New Zealand, which is
Yeah.
gorgeous country. I've never been
Can you
there, but
believe
man, a lot of these movies that are filmed that look like they're in Ireland and all that, they're nice
that?
and green and lush and all that.
Beautiful.
A lot of them are filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
New
beautiful.
Zealand, New Zealand is Hollywood's fake Ireland, basically.
Just like
What's up, Luke?
yeah, I guess actually even England too. Like even fake England too.
Hmm.
What's up, Luch? Miss Finn, sub. Sorry I'm catching the
Yeah,
show
like
so late in the game.
all
You're
of
good, man.
all of Hercules and Xena was filmed in New Zealand.
Wow, that's awesome. I love Xena, the warrior princess. You know,
I think Lord of
Publix
the
fried
Rings
chicken
too.
over Popeyes. Yes, sir.
Oh
If
yeah,
you are
no doubt.
if you are a Floridian and you grew up down here in South Florida, is the Publix fried chicken reign
Hmm.
supreme? And the puffs up, bro. Like
Yeah, I
it's
mean, yeah. There's a
Wonder Woman
long
movie color.
there's a longer line at Publix during lunchtime than there is anywhere else at any other restaurant.
It's insane. It is insane. And forget taking a number because it doesn't matter what number it is. It's the line will seem like you'll never make it. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
you might as well call it up. Raphael says, I think Panthers upset New Orleans. The demise of their car and Rattler, Spencer Rattler, coming out party 23-16 Panthers. What happened to Bryce Young, man? What happened to Bryce Young? I have the Saints beating them 28-20. You put 24-21, so we're kind of close in that one. It makes sense. Um Obviously we're gonna move past this one. We forgot the Texans and the Colts. So let's do the
Oh,
Texans and
oh,
Colts.
that's out of the list of my order. Hold on. Oh, no, I did miss it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
So, yeah, the Colts are quietly as good as the Texans, and I think that the Texans, you know, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they played well last year and all that, and they're a powerhouse, but everybody's healthy with the Colts, and
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like they're just going to be too much for the Texans right out the gate. So I'll go with the Colts.
You're gonna go with the Colts too?
Yeah,
Yo,
I'll
Fitz
go
of
with the
Wincy's
Colts.
hilarious.
Uh, I'll go. God, I don't know. I just don't even
24-20.
know. I mean, like 27-23, I guess.
Oh, okay. I got the Texans 23-17. I need to see a few games under the belt of Anthony Richardson, and I gotta see how healthy Jonathan Taylor comes back. So before I can actually give them any like legitimacy into what they're doing. So Phins said we got nothing to do in New Zealand besides outdoor stuff, but I tore my Achilles. You pulled the Aaron Rodgers? Oh, that's a bummer, man. A month ago, just in time for season. Meaning he's not gonna do nothing while he's recovering. That's awesome. Jordan is moved to DT and not defensive end anymore. Mm. Texans have the star power, but the Colts can do damage. Yeah. Hopefully that game ends in a tie. I don't think so. Colts have a QB question? No, it's just for me, I have to give Anthony Richardson enough time to go ahead and show us what he's got. I'm just not gonna out there give it. I'll never mock Rogers now. Hey, you felt his pain, didn't you?
Well, the
No
Colts
worries.
are another team that they're kind of done with all their contract disputes. They got a star running back. He starts to get going, and it could be the Jonathan Taylor show all day.
I mean, if they do end up doing that, then yeah, I mean, I could absolutely foresee um something like that happening, but I gotta wait and see. I'm not gonna give it to them just right away. You know me. I'm a week one girl. I need to see it before before I can go ahead and
Well, that is the
go
problem
for it.
with week one. You know, we haven't
Yeah,
seen any of them really.
that is true. That's why they're all undefeated.
Right. So many variables during the off season. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
we
snap for
forget,
real.
we forget, and this is something that the casual non-Dolphin fans is not going to take into consideration when they make
Hmm.
their picks. Oh yeah, Dolphins, yeah, but we have no Andrew Van Ginkel anymore. Like we lost some people. All I'm saying is we gained some too, but we just don't know how any of that's going to affect from last year to this year our identity. And every single team is in that situation, from the Super Bowl champions to the worst team in the league. And I
That's
think
true.
the Colts, it's like, look, they got Jonathan Taylor. That's good enough that if that guy gets going, that could win any game by itself. You know,
Lou
but
said he's gonna have 10 plus rushing touchdowns this year. Oof. Okay. Color Com has faith in Colts DT Davis and other DT.
I have no idea who he's talking about. So no, I don't have any faith in him, the guy.
That's funny. Okay, we're gonna skip the Jags and Dolphins game because we always leave them for last. So let's go to our next pick'ems that we're doing. Vikings at Giants. I'm gonna go first. I've
Oh,
got the
we
Vikings.
already got the Saints and Panthers logged, right?
Yeah. I
Okay, good.
switched it up, so we're
Gotcha. I
good.
just want to make sure we're still on that my
No, no,
list
no,
is
no, no.
back.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good. Cancel this because I kind of
Perfect.
pressed the wrong button. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Okay, Vikings. So I actually have the Vikings winning this. I think their defense really is going to help. Now, granted, I know we're all thinking, but who do they have as a quarterback? Oh, it's a rookie, right? I get that, but I still believe that the defense will be able to help them out enough to kind of mitigate what the Giants offense will bring to the table because right now, as you guys probably know, nobody has faith on Daniel Jones. So until the man proves it otherwise, I've got the Vikings defense beating. I mean, obviously the whole team will beat them, but because of Vikings defense, I got them winning, and I have this going 17-13.
Well, you know who has faith in Daniel Jones?
You do.
Daniel Jones,
Oh,
and
good.
that's all it takes. That's
That
all
is
that
true.
matters. It's the only person that he needs to have faith in him. But I learned something about Daniel Jones this offseason that changed my entire attitude about the guy. He might
Really? What did
actually
you
he might actually have it upstairs. There might be something we don't know about the guy that the general public don't know that makes is the reason why people are sticking with him, and we may just see that play out on Sunday. I have the Giants winning this game because of the uncertainty of the Vikings' new quarterback. And Daniel Jones, look, I found out something.
What you find out?
He's got a lot to play for, Miss Phins.
How
You
so?
know, you can't be a terrible quarterback in this league and be a laughing stock in this league while you're dating one K Adams.
Wait a minute.
Yes. Did you know that?
No,
They are an item.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
no, no,
I had
no.
I found that out a
Breaking
week
news,
ago.
ladies and gentlemen.
Found it out a
Breaking
week ago.
news. Breaking news live from League Wide Wednesdays at 8 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. We have some breaking news. This is insane. I cannot believe this. Did you just say that right now Kay Adams is currently dating a said quarterback out
Daniel
of
Jones.
Team
Yes.
New
That's
York
what I
Giants,
said.
Mr. Daniel
See, look,
Jones?
context already knew I was going there. He already knew where I was going. He heard too. It came across my Google feed while I was on the throne one day. I'm like, Kay Adams? Really? What is wrong with her? But then I
Oh, I
thought,
mean, she was trying to
well,
hit up
maybe
on
she
Tua,
knows
and I'm
something
like,
I don't
ma'am,
know. I mean, Daniel Jones
he
must be
married.
like the actual stud. You know what I mean? Like, and we just don't know it.
God, wow, you got me. You got me there. You
I'm
got
not
me
gonna lie.
there.
I'm sort of jealous. I mean, I know jealousy is a sin and all that, but I'm sort of jealous.
Giants win 2013. Is that going to be your score, 2013?
Like to me, that's a way bigger score than Taylor Swift.
I
There, I
mean,
said it.
if hey, to each their own. That's all I can say.
I
I
would
think
have
they're both
kids with Kay
very
Adams.
beautiful women, and I think that they're both doing
I would
incredible
like to
things.
create I would like to create new human beings with Kay Adams. Taylor Swift, not so much.
I
But
get
you
it.
know what? But you know what? Did you hear about the latest in the Kelsey Swift
I know you are gonna bring that
debacle?
up, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe.
Hmm.
I think this is just people trying to clickbait before
Well,
the season starts.
according to
That's
whoever
it.
said it, the contract of their breakup and the details of when they're supposed to break up and what they agreed upon has been leaked.
I can't. Listen, I understand
Like
that two
apparently
consenting
the whole
adults,
thing was
two consent.
contracted.
Hold on. I understand that two consenting adults can go into a contract. It's called a non-disclosure agreement, ladies and gentlemen. Um, but before we get into that rabbit hole, can you please tell me what your score is? Because clearly you taking the Giants.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants. Uh, 35-10.
35. Somebody's feeling himself, but okay. Okay. Neighbors might change the complexion of the Giants team. You never know. Never. I knew. I already knew where you were going, Clear Color.
Yeah, context must.
Exactly.
Yeah, he must have the same news feed that I got.
That's all.
I'm
Y'all
gonna
are
I'm
too
gonna
much.
actually curate my own news feed and call it the Toilet News Network. And it's for all those people that look at their news feed on the toilet.
Yo, that's not a bad idea, actually. But look at this. The Wednesday tea with Miss Fins and Color has a ring to it. That's essentially what tonight is. You'd be surprised. That's why I tell people, I'm like, you never know what you're gonna get with League Wide
Hey,
Wednesday, man.
the Toilet News Network, guaranteed to put all the crap news in the toilet.
I can't. Y'all are too much. Y'all are too much. Let's continue this.
And every time you want to if you want to tell the app that something is fake or bad news, like terrible, you hit a
Hmm.
little toilet flush button so it flushes it down the toilet, and
Yeah.
has a little flushing sound,
I don't know.
Go 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 go.
It's something like that. Wow, Kay really did change Daniel if they're scoring 35.
Telling you. Sometimes that's all it takes,
You
I
know
know
what?
I wouldn't
That
want
I
to
will
go.
give you.
I would not want to go back to the hotel room and face Kay Adams if I was embarrassed in my football performance. So that's all I'm saying.
That I will I'll tell you this. That one, yeah, that one's a little rough.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. That one's a
yeah,
little
that
rough.
goofy kid dating Kay Adams, man. That's right. You believe that?
Okay. Hey, to each their own, I'm not hating on it. I love it. He reminds me
I
of
mean,
who does he remind me of?
I'm holding the Super Bowl ring in one hand and Kay Adams in the other, and I'm like, I don't know which one I want more.
I got nothing to say, and I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you do that. What up, Joe? It is back in the building. How you doing, Joe? Welcome. Love that 9 and 11. Oh, let's see here. Okay, we got Raiders, Chargers, 4:05 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, since Justin Herbert's not dating Kay Adams, I'm taking the Raiders in this game.
Oh, that was funny.
No, I just think that the Chargers wide receiver room is completely decimated. Justin Herbert's going into a year where that every new quarterback has to face, where he has nothing to work with and has to still find a way to shine. I think he will find a way to shine statistically, but it won't translate to wins. And I think the Raiders are just getting hungrier and hungrier every season that goes by with their new coaching staff and all that. And they're building and coming. So I
Hey, that's
think,
Pierce, right? Antonio Pierce.
yep. And so I think the Raiders are going to hold down the Chargers offense and they're going to do enough to get points to win. They got Gardner playing, right? Gardner Minshew, isn't that their guy?
Gardner Minshew, sir.
I mean,
Gardner
at what
Minshew.
point does this guy finally say, "Okay,
Minshew mania.
are you really giving me a real opportunity, or is this like fake?" And he's the type of guy that's like, "Okay, if it's real deal, then I'm gonna like play like it." And he'll make a lot of goofy mistakes, but the guy plays with a lot of heart, and that's a dangerous thing when you get the rest of the team
Mhm.
going, regardless of whether people have faith in Gardner Minshew or not. I think they win this game 24-17. No,
28-17.
We'll go a little higher scoring. I'll go the Raiders 28, the Chargers 25.
Funny, I had already put in my score 28-20. I have the Raiders 28-20 because I do think that right now, and I'm only going by the defense. The Raiders got a better defense than the Chargers at this point, even though technically the Chargers did keep a couple people, but they just lost so much in the offense. I
Mhm.
feel like it might be a little too much to overcome. You know what I mean? So
And,
yeah, I'm with you
and
on
Joe,
that one.
and Joe Levesque makes a good point, and that's what I mean. If we come to find out that Daniel Jones has been slacking in improving his football because he's been busy working on K Adams and procuring that, then I can understand. And then now it's time to ball out. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. If the
I mean, if he's
Giants,
been
no
splitting
no
his
cap,
time with trying to get her, then it's understandable why he's been a little aloof on the football field. You know,
if the Giants really do end up coming and they end up making a splash and actually like putting people on notice, don't be surprised. They could. I don't know about
she's
winning the
gonna take
division,
credit for
but
that. She's gonna be like, "It's all me, 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 me,
hey,
me, me."
everybody needs different kind of motivation. So it is what it is at this point.
And then afterwards, she'll pump a bunch of collagen in her lips, thinking that she has to, and become ugly. You know what I mean? That's just the
Yeah,
way it is.
I get it. I know.
I don't know why they all think they need to do that. But whatever.
Mm, I don't know. I don't need it, so I don't know. Oh, okay. Let's get to the next game. Broncos, Seahawks. I'm not even gonna waste my time. Seahawks. I got Gino.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
think
Seahawks as well.
second year in that offense. You know what I mean? Eldo is a new head coach, but the guy was already in the building, so really it's just a continuation of what
Yeah,
he had. And then the defense is still there. He still got his weapons. I still got the Seahawks winning this game. I don't think it's gonna be like a shootout or anything like that. I got 17-14 Seahawks. Who do you have?
yeah. This is definitely the it's the economy stupid game right here. I'm gonna go with the consensus, which has the Seahawks winning 86% of the people like you
Don't
and
sleep
I.
on Bo Nix. Hey man.
Whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I don't think Sean
not
Payton's that
yet,
good.
buddy. Not yet. Not yet.
And yeah, so I mean the Seahawks just stick with it here. That's what I'm doing. Same as you. I'll go like 21-17. Geno Smith does what he needs to do to get his scores to win the game,
Yeah.
and the Broncos just don't.
I get it. I get it. Next game we've got Cowboys, Browns. You go.
Hmm.
Mm,
I am not
mm.
one of those people that wants to take the low hanging fruit and buy into the fact that Deshaun Watson is still not Deshaun Watson. And I think that their defense has been great the past couple seasons. I think that they've been winning despite not having the guy they want under center for whatever various different reasons. And I think barring injury, Deshaun has to be wanting to put it together here, especially a good opportunity right out the gate against somebody like Dak and the Cowboys. And I think they get it done. I think Deshaun Watson starts off fast this year. He stays healthy for at least this one game, and they win it 31-24.
Okay, I had the Browns 35-31. And the reason why 31-24 you said, right? The reason why is because to your point, I think that getting injured again, he's pissed. He knows he's getting all this money. He knows that he's getting all this pressure. And what he knows more than anything else is that they were still successful without him. So how does he
Yep.
secure himself? He has to perform. He honestly, he's kind of in the same boat that Tua
Yeah.
was last year.
Uh-huh.
of I gotta perform, even though he already has his contract, but I gotta justify
Yeah.
this contract so I can get another one afterwards.
And it's probably
He has
burning him
to
alive.
perform.
It's probably burning him alive that that was supposed to be last year and he succumbed to an injury because he knows that that doesn't help the narrative. Injury or not, you
To
weren't
be
there.
honest with you, this might
You
be a
know what I mean?
blowout. I,
But
I I'm I'm
what I mean is,
changing this. Yeah,
injury or not, that's not an excuse. You weren't there, and you haven't been there, and they have been winning without you. So, did they get
that's
the
the part that get
right?
that gets in there.
Did they get the job done? No. So you want to come out this first game against Dallas and say, "Look, here's the evidence that I would have got the job done." You know what I mean? Because here's
Exactly,
a pretty decent team that's expected to be a contender, and I'm going to wipe the floor with them.
exactly.
That's the mentality Deshaun Watson has to be going in this game with, and that could be really
This is a
deadly with a guy like
statement
him.
game for him.
Mhm.
And I think that he's got to put up points. I think the defense actually, I'm going to change my score. I think this is going to be a blowout. I'm going to go 35-21.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm probably gonna go with a 10-point victory to 31-21
because that
if you
defense
wanna
is going
change
to
that
want,
for me.
yeah, yeah, I got it. I got you. That defense is going to want to play for their quarterback because you only pay a man that you know that has the ability or at least a very strong projection of getting to where you want to, which is ultimately a Super Bowl. He was a top five before this whole incident, not playing 2 years.
Right,
Now with the injuries, year three. You already paid 3 years of his, or technically 2 years, because the first year
right.
was only a million.
And
So
and who
two
came right
years.
out the gate and beat the Ravens last year?
Love,
In the
who's
in the
set for
in
two
the
seasons, for
right,
two
in the
seasons.
very game that he got injured in, played through it and won the game with the injury.
So this is a huge statement game in my opinion for him, and I absolutely see the Browns being that team that definitely he's gonna get his bag.
Besides, Dak's obviously not it's not like he's in the greatest state of mind having just skipped over his contract.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, you also have to think about it this way: they're having not that they have issues with the running back position because I don't think they do. But sorry, I'm gonna take a couple stuff off. But my thing is contract issues.
Didn't they take Zeke back in from what I
They
heard?
did. I saw it because I've been looking at
That could bode well for them actually. You know, a second run around with the same team. It's like an old worn glove, you know what I mean?
will the Dolphins do that with Xavier Howard?
Well,
Stay tuned, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
mean, I've always reserved the speculation that Xavier Howard could be used as a Weddle type rental for our defense later in the year if we're like, on a real
Mm,
run and we need to add that one more key veteran
mm.
piece that we know is great. He could be easily called up and just like the Rams did with Weddle. We got to be around week 12 or so, and they called up Weddle and just brought him in as a rental just to have him
And
on
it
the
helped
team.
out
You
because
know
they
what I
won the
mean?
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I mean,
mm.
don't think that's out of the question. As far as there's a bunch of guys sitting around on the couch right now that could be in the Weddle type rental situation. Even at quarterback, if you're a team that is on a run and you're concerned about your quarterback, you know, as far as injury or whatever, or, you know, maybe he's got some soft tissue stuff about that the rest of the league don't know about, and you want to make sure you got somebody waiting in the wings. There's a couple. Flacco's still sitting around there. Tannehill, all of these guys could be brought in like week 12 and just rent it out, off the street.
Seriously, and I think that we both
And
make a good
Xavier
point in
definitely
this.
fits that mold.
Sabian absolutely fits that mold, and if you think about it, it'll only give us that. It'll only extend our defense even more because it'll allow us to bring in fresh legs. Which, if you looked at it
Yeah,
last season, our secondary was they were getting tired. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and
In that December range.
Raphael does remind us of a good point. X has got some other stuff on the table in his personal life since then, so he may be
Mhm.
out of the question anyway for
At
anybody,
least
you
for
know.
now. At least
Right,
for now.
right, right.
But apparently, somebody, one of the chat members this morning, mentioned that he posted apparently like a workout video or something like that.
Uh,
So
letting
you
people
never
oh,
know.
another rental, the possible rental. And people wonder why we haven't taken the plunge yet because we don't need to. Because the guy is no different than anybody else we've brought in. But it would be nice around week 12 if our wide
Hmm.
receiver room is decimated with injuries. That's when you call up and rent a guy like Jarvis Landry to come in and do his business. Start crackbacking people, you know what I mean? Like to start cracking linebackers, whatever you got to do. You don't care
That'll
if
be
he gets
pretty good.
fined. You don't care if the rental guy gets fined. You know what I mean? Start crackbacking linebackers.
It'll be pretty good. That's all I gotta say. I think it'll be
Mm-hmm.
pretty good for
Mm-hmm.
us for sure. Um,
And
Now what about
that's not to mention the guys that are all on really bad teams that turn out to be really bad. What if everything flops for the Bengals? And it's like, oh, we already know.
oh
Hey,
my
let's
god.
grab Jasecki back for our run. You know what I mean? Whatever.
From
I
your
know I was
lips,
I was I was tugging on your heartstrings a little there with that one, Miss
from your
Finn.
lips, color to God's ears. Lord, make it happen, please. Listen, let me tell you something. Look, okay, I need a minute because we're gonna take a pause here because I gotta say this because my heart, man, my heart. That's all I gotta say.
What?
So bear with me, guys, because I have to say this. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna review for a second, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I did that completely wrong. My bad, color. Give me 1 second, color. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted so bad. I literally dreamt about this. I'm like, maybe the Dolphins, maybe, maybe we make a run. Maybe, we might, they might not need him over there. Maybe we can make a nice trade, give up somebody and get Gasicki and bring him back home. You know what I mean? And I will take him in a heartbeat. Ladies and gentlemen, I will take him in a heartbeat. I just had to. I completely. I mean, I don't even know. I can't even tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it was, and it happened this week. This week, I was like, but can we somehow find a way to get Gasicki? Because we're talking about Janu, we're talking about Durham Smythe. I get it, but can you imagine having that red zone threat in Gasicki? Do people not realize he was third in touchdowns when he was here? Third in touchdowns. I'm telling you, man. Lord, my goodness, I was ready, man.
That was
I was
terrible.
ready. My transition back was good. My transition back was good. The first time, I don't know what I was pressing, but
You know,
but I get
I imagine Mike McDaniel sitting around with the group at around week 12 and then just slapping his knee going, you know what we need around here? A Mike Jasecki.
bring him home. You need a lot of candles for.
So apparently Flacco's with the Colts, so he's off the couch. All right, cool.
Okay, okay. Well, so he's their backup. Yo, that's smart. Why wouldn't you pick him up?
Right.
You got a young stud who, or
Already got
you
injured
know,
out. Yeah.
exactly. Your love for him is strong, Miss Phins, but Gasicki is not liked by McDaniels. I don't think so. I don't think that's it, man. I really don't think that's it. But
Well, they just
you
come in
know,
and make him a fullback. He'll be all right.
or make him a giant wide receiver. I don't like.
We'll make him fullback too.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Okay, let's continue. Washington at Tampa Bay. I know Scary Terry's here. I know that everybody's taking a look at, oh my gosh, look at the commies. Guess what? I'm still taking Tampa Bay. Give me some Baker. Let's go. Let's go. I don't believe in Jaden Daniels. It is what it is. I'm taking experience. I'm taking the Bucks. Is a same model as Kittle. No, he's not
Not even
because
close.
Kittle. Yeah, I think he's making a joke. Kittle is actually a blocking tight end who can catch.
Maybe Kibble.
Kittle, sorry, Kittle. Did I say Kibble? No, are you
No,
messing with me?
I said maybe Kibbles. Kibbles
Oh,
and bits
anyways,
instead of
but
Kittles
he's
and
more of
bibs.
a Travis Kelsey because he is a pass catching tight end. And people swear that Travis Kelsey blocks. He doesn't block. He literally just stands in front of a dude, just like, oh, I'm gonna like put a hand on you and then run my route. Like he doesn't block. Take a look at Travis Kelsey. He does not block. If he did, his timing would be off with Mahomes. He doesn't block. But we had the Publix version of Travis Kelsey, and we just let him go for nothing. Morons. Anyways, sorry, I don't want to rehatch that again. Conte says Tampa Bay 27-13. Rafael says Tampa Bay 24-16. Kittle is well-rounded tight end. He is absolutely a well-rounded tight end.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah, I'm
go
going with
with
Tampa.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders here.
You going with the commies?
The Commanders, yes.
Mm,
I don't know why.
mm, okay. You going with the
10-9.
commies?
10-9.
Color, please. Can we be a little professional, bro? I'm just kidding. Am I putting you down for 10-9?
For Cincinnati. No, for
No,
Washington.
for
Commanders.
Washington. For Washington, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 10-9 it
20,
is.
20 to 17 or
20
something
to
like that.
20 to 17. Okay, that sounds more like it. I got the Bucks. I'm gonna go 23-17 Bucks. Oh man. Thank you, context. I know we like to have fun here. I'm telling you, we love to have fun over here. Defense will probably be better. Jaden Daniels. Last time I rooted for Washington, they had Doug Williams at the helm. A long time ago. Okay. How many games we got? Okay, let's speed this up because we gotta go through our impact players. I want everybody to be able to see that segment because it's our favorite.
I got
So
Detroit 42 to 20
I'm loving
against the
it.
Rams.
42-20.
That's the Sunday night game.
Waiting all day for Sunday night. I got the Lions too. I think the Lions are gonna roll through. I love Dan Campbell, man. I don't know about 42, but I do think that it's going to be very, very, very interesting. I actually got it going 20 30 to 24.
I think Goff learned something last year. He learned that the closer he gets to 40 points, the less Dan Campbell can lose the game for him.
Probably actually. Rafael says 35-31 Lions versus the Rams. I don't believe in the Rams anymore. Yeah, I think they're going through the motions, to be honest with you. Goff versus Rams. Yeah.
Hey, Cooper will still have a game and get his fantasy
Yeah,
points.
Cooper Cup is still going to get his stuff. I think that Puka Nakua is going to take a step back. I think Cup is going to be the number one wideout, in my opinion, this year.
Yeah, I
Uh,
wouldn't shy away from putting Cooper on a fantasy lineup, but
oh,
they're just not.
yeah.
I
I
don't
I
think they're
would
going to
definitely
score enough
take
to
him.
win.
I definitely think, and that's the Sunday night game, ladies and gentlemen, at 8:20 p.m. on NBC. Then we got the Monday night game, guys. That is the Jets at San Francisco, 8:15 p.m. on
Are you
um
going to San
to ESPN and
Francisco?
ABC. Monday Night Football. Who do you have?
I
I've got
have.
the
Ooh, I'm changing my pick. Dolphin fans ain't going to like me.
I know what you're gonna say.
I mean, somebody has to be anxious to get out and shut everybody up.
I know, but you're gonna do it. So
And you know,
wish you would.
he likes to go and show up young and up and coming quarterbacks that think they're the next Aaron Rodgers. I kind of think the Jets might win this.
I knew you were gonna have the Jets. What's your score?
I originally had the Niners. Ugh. But I think the Jets defense probably gets all over Brock Purdy, and now they've got a sufficient quarterback to actually back it up with some offense. I'm going to take the Jets 24-21.
Okay. We do have a running. What is the plus or minus, ladies and gentlemen, for how many plays um Aaron Rodgers makes it through? Is set at 25. So everybody, go ahead and let me know. Do you think it's gonna be over? Or do you think it's gonna be under?
I think it'll be over.
Me too. I just thought it was funny because
Look, I'm
Connie's
with
like
everybody.
second.
I'm with the consensus. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the key to the Jets season. I don't think it's going to make one bit of difference in the long run. But I think Aaron Rodgers can make the difference for a game like this. You know, he's going to make the difference in their season. He's going to have a couple wins above replacement,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's not like I'm all,
Could have done this
oh,
the
Aaron
whole
Rodgers
time.
is the guy. But in this game, in this atmosphere, and first game of the season, I kind of feel like the veteran's going to take the kid to school.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So you've got the.
I think there's a lot of rivalry between Nathaniel Hackett and the Shanahan boys too. You know,
Mm, okay, okay. Hey, I think it's going to be very interesting. So I actually have the 49ers
remember I was telling you about
23-21.
Calais Campbell and Jalen Ramsey and the Jacksonville
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars under Doug Marrone, and Weaver also worked for Doug Marrone for a minute, and
Mm-hmm.
all of that, and how they did all that with Blake Bortles as their quarterback. Guess who their offensive coordinator was?
Ooh,
Nathaniel Hackett.
get out of here.
Well,
Are you
I'm dead
serious?
serious. I'm dead serious.
Mm,
The guy knows how to win with crap.
that's
And now he's
interesting.
got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, and him and Aaron Rodgers are tight. You know, I think
That's interesting.
Nathaniel Hackett's dad, I think, coached um, Joe Montana.
Mm, okay.
And like
That's a lot.
Rodgers is like friends with that whole circle. You remember he's from that area too, you know.
Mhm. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually some
There you
history in this game if you think about it. Like people
There's a
like
lot of history in this game.
some hidden history, you know.
Yeah, for real. Um, yeah, I have the 49ers 23-21. I think that they will edge them out because I do agree that the Jets defense it's gonna be comparable, especially with what they got in that line. Um, but I
Uh,
just still think that they're gonna be able to get it
uh,
out.
and Raphael also points out the Sala connection. He was one of their coaches too over there. So a lot of little hidden gems in that game.
49ers might win big. Yeah, that could be it too. 24-21 Niners Jets. Okay. Niners dub. Salah was coach with 49ers. Holy
Hmm.
smokes. Yeah, and that's the thing. They're also in San Francisco, so it's another reason why I feel very strong about them.
Famous Salas in history.
Yeah.
Salah ad-Din, the guy that the guy that conquered Jerusalem
Yeah,
for the church.
I remember. Okay, let's do the last game because then we got our last segment, guys. So just stay tuned for a couple more minutes, and that way we can go ahead and do it. We got Jack's Dolphins. Who you got?
Uh,
Hello.
um, um, this one I'm just gonna, I said it earlier today. I kind of made a score prediction on Pete's channel. Uh, I'm just gonna go with like points per game averages, pretty much, and be like, we're gonna get our 31, and they're gonna get their 24 to 27. So I'm thinking.
31-27.
Well, I said 31-24 earlier. But I think that the whole Jags, Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence thing will make it closer. So maybe 31-27 because our
Okay.
defense is still trying to get its feels. I really think we're going to be a 20-point per game or lower defense. I just think it's not going to happen the first game.
Yeah, I think
So,
so. I mean, last year it didn't either. I mean, we won
right,
what,
exactly. But I,
35-34.
I think I think this
So
D will start off better than last year, but it's still gonna like I don't see a problem with the Jags scoring
thank you,
27
Sea Devil.
points. Against a new DC and new, whatever else. But I do like what I've seen in camp, and I think we're ready on defense. So I don't think we're going to be like a leaky faucet or nothing, you know. But it is going to translate. I
Yeah.
mean, look, the Jags aren't a slouch. People think they're one of the lower trash teams. They're not. They are a contender. They have been a contender, and their quarterback was injured last year, played through it, and as such, they dropped a few games. We actually expected that to happen and predicted it to happen last year. But they were still like one game away from taking the Houston spot for the division. I mean, it's not like we're talking about a slouch team here. So, given that we're a new defense and all that, they'll find a way to score 27 points. I can see that. Or we could just shut them down. I do have the Dolphins defense on one of my fantasy lineups because it is a home game for the Dolphins. And we tend to show out in, early in the year, like
We
that home
do.
game.
We do.
Crowd's gonna be nice. And it may come down to a difference on defense. It may come down to, we're up 31-27 and they've got the ball driving, and we hold them off. You know what I mean? Or they score and we hold off the 2-point conversion. It could be 31-30,
Yeah,
but
which is interesting because I picked the Dolphins naturally. And I said 35-27 because again, I think the defense is gonna take instead of 6 to 8 weeks, this time I think it's gonna take 4 to 6 weeks,
mhm,
excuse me, for them to really gel. And to your point, that first week is always kind of hard for defenses to kind of like
right.
clamp down like that.
I kind of feel like if we were to drop this game, it would have to be a complete collapse. It would have to be like we're the Broncos this year and we get owned. That's the only way I can see it happening. If it's anything close, or if anybody's blowing out anybody, it's going to be us winning it. I
Yeah.
just don't see that. I think the only way the Jags win is if we beat ourselves and they run up the score on us.
Yeah, and that's gonna be 1 p.m. guys on CBS. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. I think it's gonna be a great game to watch, to be honest with you.
Let's be real.
Um,
Close games have been favoring us at home
a lot
for the
actually,
most part.
a lot. Exactly, exactly. So me personally, I think it's gonna be a fun game, but this is just my prediction for tonight. I have the game preview coming, guys. So if you want to go ahead and check out, I do have tomorrow at 8 a.m. We have um Remix Thursday, so I got a bunch of stuff to talk about the actual Dolphins, so more updates and things like that. But then I also have what?
Sea Devil apologizing for his life. It's okay,
Yeah.
Sea Devil. It is family friendly here, but it is also past 10 p.m. So you might, this
So
is
yeah, we will let
the
slide
the
the
looser. It's
semi
a looser
PG
Miss Fins,
13.
right? A little bit
Yeah, we
looser
do
Miss Fins,
PG
right?
the
It,
entire
it,
time, but
it's like USA Network after 10 p.m. here, or TNT. You might hear an S word slip every now and
rarely. But
rarely. Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend like it doesn't happen. But come check out this Friday, ladies and gentlemen, where we do the game preview for week 1. Jags versus the Dolphins at home. That'll be here live with Miss Phins this Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and check that out because I think it's gonna be so amazing for us to be able to go ahead and do that. So but, ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten to the part where Color and I get to have the most fun. A good luck, Color, on your pickums. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
I personally, I'm coming for everybody.
I picked a lot against the consensus this week. I'm noticing.
Yeah, you did. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to join the pickums, downstairs in the description of the channel,
But
it is
you
the
notice,
link. Wait,
sorry.
wait. It's the link to the Misfits free pick'ems challenge. It is a free pick'ems challenge. The last two winners have gotten jerseys from Fanatics. So if you want to go ahead and get a cool prize as the end of the year winner, go ahead and click the link in the description of this show so that you can go ahead and actually do it as well.
And you get to measure yourself up against the likes of me and Miss Fins and the greatest pickums, the queen of the
For
pickums,
real.
Michelle.
Flipping Michelle. I also added it too, so here it is. If you want to go ahead and do it, this is a long thingy, but I couldn't find a smaller one. I don't know
You
why,
still
but
got time till Thursday. Well, you could actually got
I mean,
time
you
till
could,
Sunday if you don't want to pick the Thursday game. But
yeah, you could come in anytime, but you could definitely go ahead and do it. And like I said, it's free, and the winners do get end of the year prize. Typically I do it for Fanatics because it's easy to ship. And then last 2 years, the first year was a Javon Holland jersey. Last year was a Jalen Phillips jersey. So it's pretty
mm-mm-mm.
cool, and you're able to go ahead and get that. So, or something else from within reason, people. And you're able to go ahead and get it, and it's free, and you just have to pay attention to it. So
and
go ahead and
and
join the Pickups Challenge.
and if you finish higher ranked than me, then just come find me at the stadium and you'll get a big attaboy.
Attaboy. I love it.
I might buy you a
Oh.
drink. And I finished like in 11th place or something last year,
Look at
so
this guy.
the
FYI,
bar's
Miss
not
Fans.
very high.
Yeah, if a player's released, you have to wait for waiver wire. There is a trade on table, Miss Fans. I know that you're trying to, but on
She
principle, that's
ain't
not
gonna
how it
do it.
rates.
She ain't gonna do it.
But
Yeah,
if he
Raphael.
ends up
Well,
clearing, if he ends
it,
up clearing,
yeah,
then
Raphael,
I will
you can just
totally
come find me. We'll take a walk around the parking lot.
go. Yeah, he's oh gosh. Yeah, I definitely I do want him, and I think everybody knows that I want him, so you know what I mean. But ladies and gentlemen, we have our impact player segment, and the reason why we do our impact player segment is because it's something that we think is pretty cool. So you get to pick out of the 32
Do
quarterbacks
I get
in
tight
the
end? Do I get to go tight end first?
sure you can start tight end.
No, no, I ain't
Um
gonna do that to you.
but no, it's
'Cause
fine. You can pick whomever, it
you
don't
know who
matter.
I'm gonna pick.
Go ahead and pick whomever. I've got no reins on nobody
Well,
to,
you're the show host, so I will start with whichever position
you're
you
the
tell me to
you're the
start with.
co-host. So typically we do quarterback, we do running back, wide receiver, tight end, and then defense. Sometimes we like to do a second defense since we almost always pick the Dolphins defense. So but that means that out of the 32 teams, which single quarterback will be that impact player to help their team win? Same thing for running back, wide receiver, so on and so forth. So, Color, go ahead. You're the co-host, sir. Who do you guys QB?
Has to
out of
be
all these.
Anthony Richardson if you're talking about a guy that has to do his thing for his team to have a chance to win and will likely be the reason they win. I'd have to go Anthony Richardson
I like that.
because you
That's a
could
good
say
pick.
the same thing about CJ Stroud. And since the Texans are considered the better team, I will go with the guy. The underdog is obviously more important for them to show up. So that's why I'm picking
Mm.
Richardson instead of Stroud.
Somebody is a smart. Somebody is a smart. Okay. So for my QB, I think that this QB has to. They really have to be the one to win this game, in my opinion, because if not, I don't know if their team has enough to be able to make it happen by themselves. So, um, as far as for my pick as quarterback, I'm actually going to say Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray will have to be the most impactful quarterback for his team in
That's a
order
good
to beat
choice.
the Bills week 1. So
That's a good
that's
choice,
on
you
my
know, because really, he's the reason that I have them winning. So, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good one.
there you go. Okay, breaking news. We got breaking news. Breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news brought to you by our field reporter, Mr. Raphael Courtwright. He says, breaking news. Ramsey may not be ready for week 1. I just got an article. No! That sucks. Yeah. I read
I
something like
already
that
know why.
earlier today.
I already know why. I
Why?
already
Talk
got
to us.
the I already got the leading
Y-
conspiracy
You got the
theory on
scoop?
that.
Hold up. Hold up. If you got the scoop, we want to hear it, sir. Go ahead.
Now, this is just based on feeling and speculation, but it sounds to me like Jalen might actually be a pure, true Duval fan. Like maybe he don't want to play against his favorite team. Like think about it. The guy went to Florida State. You know, his best run was with other than the Super Bowl with the Rams. Yeah, but that's kind of more collective. His time at the Jags was arguably the best in his best time of his career. I think he liked playing for the Jags. I think he's a fan of the town. I think he's Jacksonville through and through and just don't had to find a reason not to play them.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, you just got some inside information right there. Totally brought to you by
Well,
his opinion.
Miss Fins, you know how people are in North Florida. They're kind of loyal to North
Mhm.
Florida. The
They
guy
are.
played at FSU. You know what I mean? He owes
Mm.
his whole career and success in his career to North Florida,
Yeah, I get
Tallahassee,
it.
and Jacksonville, right down
Yeah,
the road from each other. You know what I mean? Almost at the same latitude or
literally
longitude or
almost at this
whatever. Yeah, latitude.
longitude,
Right, right.
long,
The up and down
whatever
line.
coordinates.
Right, the up and down line, but the side to side lines.
That's the latitude because you always say latitude and
Well,
longitude.
right. Well, right, because but the latitude is the horizontal lines because it expresses up and down, up above or below this line. So it's up and down, but the line is horizontal.
Man,
The vertical lines are longitude because they signify east and west.
I don't know anymore.
I know it's confusing, but they're at the same level.
Yeah, we get it.
minus
Okay, see
minus
that was.
minus the curvature of the earth. If that indeed exists.
I don't know. I keep hearing people say the Earth is flat. This
I
is
know it's crazy.
lies. Okay.
Crazy.
Anyways,
You know what's really
hamstring
crazy about
still.
it, Miss Finch?
Yeah, this is a
We talk
hamstring.
about Tua, we don't have faith in Tua, right? And all that. And we get so hammered for it. Like you have a hard, like if you're not a big time Tuaneer, you have a hard time growing on YouTube. You don't get all the accolades, you don't get all the money, you don't get all the gifts and donations and all that, and everybody wanting to come on your show, and all the old players and all the the patricians of the community. None of them want anything to do with you. But you claim the earth is flat and you'll be a millionaire. Like all you got to do is sit there on YouTube and act like a complete idiot claiming the earth is flat, and people will just pour money onto you.
Oh,
Isn't that
I
weird?
know. You could be a
Is that
complete idiot
is,
and be a
is
super
that
homer for a
is
certain
that a
quarterback
symptom of our
and
society,
make
Miss
so
Finn?
much money, and
Let
I
me.
miss that train.
Is that a symptom of our society? Like that you can literally sit there and claim the earth is flat and people will make you a millionaire?
Guys, I am currently claiming that the earth is flat. Feel free to take all donations for the channel through Cash App,
And all you
Venmo,
have to do,
PayPal.
right?
Okay.
All you have to do is use Greek rhetoric to make yourself sound intelligent.
Oh
You
my
know what I mean? That's
God.
all you
So
have
the
to do.
Pythagorean theorem of, the
Yeah.
curvature of the beta waves, in
hmm
which um
Don't forget
the
about the universal mean line, whatever that is.
what
You know,
what does that mean?
it's the opposite
Am
of the
I a
vertical.
homer?
It's the opposite of the universal vertical
Yes,
mean
you are,
line.
Fred. Yes, you
Yeah.
are. Nothing wrong with that,
The,
man.
the universal horizontal mean line is a secret line that only the government knows about that runs through the whole universe. And that's how we know the earth is flat, because if they were to tell everybody about the universal horizontal mean line, we would all be able to see clearly that the earth is flat. Until then, our
I
vision is obscured and we only sense that the earth is round.
flux capacitor. Hey, man, I want my own. What I
9
really want
Miss
is
Pins.
a
Think
hoverboard.
about this, and I want you to picture the real threatening music behind what I'm about to say, right?
Go
Like they
ahead.
do on,
Wait. I gotta set you up for this. I gotta set you up for this.
and I'm going to say this in a way that you can't not believe it. There are 9 countries that have signed a treaty to make sure that nobody goes to Antarctica, because we'd all find out that it's actually an infinite ice block that is the boundary of our flat earth. So 9 countries have all agreed to make sure that their intelligence agencies forbid us from going there. Now, if I had real threatening music behind me, it would be more believable. I mean, you can't argue with 9 countries.
Yeah, well, I can argue
9.
with a lot of countries,
9
but
whole countries, Miss Fins.
yeah, well, not side countries, clearly, but um, yeah, I think that's
I mean, what do 9
yeah.
countries have to hide?
Aliens. We already have Area 51, 2, and 3. I think we're good with aliens, man. They
I was
just
looking at
came.
I think it's the
We
Drake
saw
passage.
plenty of them come through.
I think it's the
So
Drake passage that Sea Devil's talking about. I looked at that on the earth, on the globe. I never realized how close South America is to Antarctica in one
yeah,
spot. Like it's
yeah.
literally
At the
like a
end, isn't it Ecuador? Right, Ecuador,
no, down by
or
Argentina
is
and Chile.
Argentina? Or is it the tip?
Right,
So then it's the tip of Argentina.
right. And it's like there's a couple islands, and then there's a little bit of a strait, and then there's Antarctica, and it's like, yeah, of course, zoomed in, that's a long way. I get that. But globally speaking, it's like really, really short between South America and Antarctica. However, the waterway through there is the most like volatile in the world. like it's the hardest passage to navigate with a boat, like with a ship.
Dang, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at a picture of Antarctica right now, yo, and that
Look
sucker
on the
covers the
globe where
whole freaking
look on the
the
globe
whole
where it
globe.
shows the curvature of the Earth. You'll be like, "Dang, that's really close. I never realized it was that close."
I'm looking at it right now, man, and I'm like, this is really close. South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. What
Now
the
that
heck?
waterway through there is like the most violent in the world.
Oh, I was right. It is Chile. You trying to tell me, man? I kind of know
Yeah,
my
Chile.
geography.
You
It's
said
technically
Ecuador.
n- no. I said Chile.
You said
I
Ecuador originally.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
And
I know
Ecuador,
Chile
well,
and
Ecuador literally means equator, so we know it's not Ecuador.
oh yeah, it's literally on the equator line. You know what, bro? We're gonna have to end this right here. Uh, not just kidding. But yeah, this is actually kind of crazy.
Well, this
And
is
they
why
are tiny
that's why the
islands.
Panama Canal was so important because it was so easy to lose
Cor-
ships in that passageway.
Oh yeah, well, one of the main Elephant Island. Oh, I see why they call it Elephant Island. That kind of makes sense. Um, so Picchu base. Oh, they got Kings George Island. They got a million islands.
Mhm.
Okay, I see the little street you're talking about. So the reason why is because right then and there is where all four oceans kind of meet.
Right. All the channels that get funneled through there like a
Yeah,
breezeway.
you got the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific
Mhm.
Ocean, and the Southern Ocean,
And I guess
all of them converging at the same time. So
they
you've
have
got
like
the
daily storms that go through there that are like as strong as hurricanes.
my bad. Well, you know what? Yeah, besides that, because I know I saw there was this young girl. I saw the movie. Uh, that she, to circumvent the entire world, you have to go through there in order for you to
Right.
do it, right?
Well,
For it to be a legitimate
that's
thing.
how they used to get stuff to the west coast of the United States.
Exactly. Um, and through there, what makes it worse is because the salinity, s- yeah, the salinity
Salinity
levels
sounds right, yeah.
of each one is different.
So it changes the flotation of the boat and all that. It
Exactly. So it's actually
makes
you
it all
got
violent.
warm waters
Right.
and colder waters and even colder waters.
And what do you get because of that? The same
That's
thing
where
you
you
get
get,
in the air. You get whirlpools.
yeah, it's
You
kind
get
of insane.
vortexes in the water. You know what I mean?
It's kind of insane. And that's
That
why
what
when,
yeah.
like, if you ever watch a video on YouTube or
Vortices,
whatever
I should say.
of like where the Pacific and the Atlantic meet, one looks green and the other one looks blue, and you're
Mhm.
like, what is this? The
Mhm.
reason being is the salinity of it is one has a lot more salt than the other.
Mhm.
Which one?
And
Do
in
you
the case
ask?
of other bodies that do that, sometimes it's the density of the water, not necessarily the salinity. In the case of the ocean, the salinity changes the density of the water, so that's why it does that. But there's another spot if you've ever gone down the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon. There's a part where the Little Colorado comes into the main Colorado on a side canyon, and the bed of the Little Colorado through there is made of gypsum, so the water is crystal clear blue, like baby blue, and it comes into this
Cool.
red muddy water. The reason the Colorado is named the Colorado is because it's full of silt and it looks red. You know what I mean? Colorado, you know. So um but anyway,
Cool.
so it comes in, there's a confluence right there in somewhere in the Grand Canyon where it's like this pristine light blue water is coming into the main water, which is like red and muddy.
Mm. Sea Devil says you can book a cruise there. That's cool. If you can, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be pretty cool. But you know what? I
And
think that that's also
I've never had drier skin in my life than when I got in the water in the Little Colorado there, because it's
uh,
just it's all gypsum at the bed, so it's all like it dries your skin out like
so
instantly.
salt.
No, no, it's like gypsum, like drywall.
I don't know what gypsum is.
Drywall. If you take a hammer and poke into your wall of your room there, that's you're gonna be seeing chunks of gypsum.
Gypsum is a mineral found in crystal as well as masses called gypsum rock. It is a very soft mineral and it can form
It's
very
like
pretty and sometimes extremely large colored crystals. Massive gypsum rock forms within layers of sedimentary rock typically found in thick beds or layers.
its texture is a lot like chalk, Miss Finn. So if you take a chunk of your drywall out of the wall, it's like
Okay,
chalk.
okay. All
And it's
right, cool.
pristine white in nature. It's like white. The whole bed of the river is like white. It actually like burns your eyes, like it gets too bright. You know what I mean? Like you get sunburnt from
Okay.
it.
Offal and paper, textiles, and other stuff. Okay, cool. Hey,
Little side trips you do when you raft down the Grand Canyon. Like there's all kinds of little side things you can do, like
like
visiting
chalk. Okay.
the little Colorado. Yeah, like chalk.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you also want to come to League White Wednesday because you never know where the conversation will go.
Pretty sure
Oh,
they might even use gypsum in the manufacture of chalk. If I'm, maybe.
maybe, maybe. So we literally made it to the quarterbacks. Let's run through these because I got to skedaddle, bro. But running backs, who is going to be your most impactful running back, ladies and gentlemen? And don't say who I think you're going to say because I have a feeling you're going to say it, but say it anyways.
Number 28.
Joe Mixon.
No. Oh, good one. Good one.
Oh,
That's a good one.
ATM?
HN, yeah.
Okay.
We desperately need one of those 65-yard houses from 8chan this week.
I'm gonna go. Shoot, I wanted to say, realistically speaking, I think it's gotta be
There's
as
one in
far as for running
Baltimore
back.
there's one in
I was gonna
Baltimore
say
be a
Derrick
good
Henry has to be the
choice.
one for me, bro. Like Derrick Henry has to go off and prove that, it, he, even though everybody knew, but he needs to prove that this is his new wave and this is his body. So I'm gonna go with Derrick Henry. Yeah, for them to be able to go ahead and get that win, he's gonna have to be the best running back. Wide receiver, sir, talk to me.
Wide receiver is gonna have to
Hmm.
be
Ooh, Josh Jacobs, that's a good option
mm,
too. That's a really good
uh
option too.
what's his name?
Give me the team.
DeAndre Hopkins.
D Hop for
Yep.
Cardinals.
Yep.
That's a good
No,
one.
for Tennessee.
Tennessee, sorry, I
I was
forgot.
thinking of the Cardinals. You could say Marvin Harrison for Kyler Murray,
Yeah,
but
but that's too much.
yeah,
Uh,
that's going way out there. It's a good one, but
yeah,
it's going way out there.
yeah, that'll be too much for him. As far as wide receiver, the wide receiver that will need to, in my opinion, to like go off in order for them to really truly help out their team win and have success. Um, oh God, because you got so many good ones here, but I'm gonna go with Pickett, George Pickett. I think
Yeah,
he's gonna have to be. He's gonna have to overcome the fact that he's got Russell Wilson as his quarterback
right.
and literally put the team essentially on his back to be able to go ahead and do it. Because the defense is gonna be good.
Uh
But when
huh.
and that with the run game, Najee, he's gonna take care of that. But I think that they still need that wide
Right.
receiving core, and I think Pickens is gonna be the one to
And what
up.
about this will be the first year that we're seeing that fantastic wide receiver in New York
Pickett, sorry, Pickett, not
having a
Pickett.
good quarterback throwing to him. Who's that guy in New York? Really good hands.
Which
Uh,
New York though? There's
Jets.
three of them. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. This is the first year we're going to see that guy catching the ball from a guy like Aaron Rodgers. That could be a special combination right there.
It
Win or
really could
lose,
be.
win or lose, them two guys could look pretty doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, but I still feel like Pickett really has to.
I mean, Garrett Wilson's got some really
He
special
will have
hands.
to do it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, what about tight end?
Well, I hate to do this to you, but it's very unlikely that I'm going to pick Mike Gesicki,
Okay,
and
I already put him down for you.
it is more likely than not likely. So I'm going to go with likely from the Ravens.
Dang, dude, because that's who I was gonna pick.
Is it really?
I'm
Wow.
thinking,
I
dude, there's
switched
only two
because
tight ends I was thinking of because this is a huge game. You're starting off the season. You know what I mean? And so the two reasons why I had both of them. You're starting off the season. This was supposed to be. This
huge
is
game.
your, your Super Bowl that you were supposed to be, and it didn't
Yep.
happen. This is your redemption. You gotta take names tonight, and I think, and I said this, and I had Ravens talk with Yolanda. I had her on my show on Monday night. I was also on her show too, and we talked about it. And I said the minute that the Ravens took out Likely and put Mark Andrews, who just came off of an injury, okay, and messed up that chemistry they had already built for several weeks with
Hmm.
Zay, with Likely,
Hmm.
with Bateman, with Lamar. When they introduced him, that's when they lost the Super Bowl. In my opinion, I mean, in the AFC Championship, in my opinion, that's when they messed up.
Right.
They
And
should
the
have
go
kept like,
and to your point, I thought the same thing. The go-to would be Mark Andrews, obviously,
yeah,
as
but
the guy that has to have a good game for them to win. But
yes,
first of all, when you're talking about a game like this, the winner is likely, no pun intended, to get their tight end involved. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
exactly.
so the tight end is going to be it's always an important key for Patrick Mahomes. That's why we don't bother picking Kelsey, because obviously everything runs through Kelsey
Through
anyway.
Kelsey, yeah, exactly,
Right, right. So
exactly.
he's always the most important tight end and the most impactful tight end each week. So there's no point in picking him. It's low
Mm-hmm.
hanging fruit. But Isaiah Likely is every bit as likely to need to be getting involved for them to win. And I think, to
Because,
Miss Finn's point, I think that him and Lamar Jackson just hit it off personally. I think
oh
that
my
they're
god,
really, really good friends off the field and really like each other. And I think Lamar wants to get the ball to Likely over Andrews. Now, not to
yeah.
say that he doesn't like Andrews. Obviously, he
That's his
respects the
safety
heck out
blanket.
of
He
him.
loves Andrews. That
Right.
is his
And he
number one
probably
option.
respects the heck out of him. And I'm not saying there's any damage there. I'm just saying that I think that him and Likely really hit it off. And I think that that's a special combination we're going to see for a few years.
Likely is the future,
Mhm,
but they still have Mark Andrews here. They
mhm.
should have never switched off. They pulled a Miami Heat bubble. That's what they did.
But I mean,
When they,
now they can go with a double tight end set,
oh, absolutely,
have the focus either hand off or on the pass, it's immediately you're running the ball, Lamar, but now you've got these two special tight ends as an outlet if, let's say, you need to pump the brakes at the line of scrimmage and toss it to one of them, which he is very gifted at doing. You know
you
what I
must
mean?
have watched
Like
the
Josh
show
Allen
because this is
style, where it's like you get right up to that line and you're just like wing it 40 yards by flipping your wrist, you know? And when you got a guy like
exactly what I
Likely
said.
and Andrews out in the secondary to roaming around, you know, if it even gets that far, because you got Derrick Henry toting the rock, you
Listen,
know?
I have the Ravens making it back to the AFC Championship.
Mhm.
Will somebody take down Kansas City? That's the question. Because to me, the hottest team is the Ravens. I love me the Ravens. Period. I love me the Ravens this year. And to that point, that's why I'm like, uh that's when they messed up. Obviously, it doesn't hurt that your rookie wide receiver at the goal line fumbles and drops a touchdown pass. But if you take that away, when they decided to take it, all that happened after they took out Likely and put in Andrews when they shouldn't have. They should not have done that because you gave that young man what 4 or 5 weeks for him to gel plus the playoffs.
Mhm.
You already had pretty much half the season, quote unquote, in him and Lamar working like this, like
Mhm.
this. They messed it up. So
Now, of
Isaiah
course,
Likely was going to be the one that I was going to pick to beat Kansas City. But the other one is Gesicki because guess what? I mean, they are
right.
still
I
playing.
was gonna say, let's talk about the honorable mention here that we both were thinking about, Mike Gesicki.
Exactly. And the reason why is because in it's kind of weird, but Deshaun Watson and Joe Burrow are kind of in the same boat. They both got paid, both coming off of injuries. Both of them, if you think about it, have had multiple issues since they've been here in this new contract that they've had.
Right,
With injuries and outside stuff, right? So to me, Gesicki has to Gesicki has to be that safety blanket for Burrow
right.
because right now they're dealing with the contract stuff with Chase, the fact that they lost one of their wide receivers. They
And
they
let's
are
be
all
real, the type of system that they have for Joe Burrow and the type of guy he is, that type of quarterback needs to have that basketball type
safety
tight end,
blanket.
like a Travis Kelsey, like the guys ball that Lamar has. You look at even back in the day with Phil Simms and Hostetler with Mark Bavaro and all that. I mean, every great team, every quarterback in the style that they play has that singular tight end that just, you know,
Hmm.
it seems to
And
be
I think
open every play when needed to be. And Joe Burrow's needed that for a while. He's precisely the
exactly.
type of quarterback that can take advantage of it. And he likely, no pun intended again,
Good.
um, could, kind of regurgitate, resurrect, whatever word you want to use, what Mike Gesicki intended to be in this league.
I mean, he got over 700 yards with Tua being the second option. You know what I mean?
Right,
Scoring
but you
five
know what I mean, though,
touchdowns.
Miss Sanders. Let's be real. I'm not. This ain't to throw shade on Tua, but we just
Not
don't
at
run that
all.
type of system where our quarterback stands there for 6, 7 seconds and finds the tight end eventually. That's just not what we run.
It's
So
not.
we're
That's
not required to have that stud tight end. Although you could say Jonnu Smith has played that role before, and Durham Smythe, for all his part, is 76% success rate. You know what I mean? Which
Mhm.
highest on the team. So you got one that does his job, even if it ain't the job we ask him to do ain't nothing spectacular. Fine, and then you got another one, now where maybe I'm not gonna look. I feel like Jonnu Smith ain't no different than everybody else we brought in, Tyler Croft, whoever, until proven otherwise. But
Mhm.
he definitely has the athletic ability and it has intended for himself to be that type of tight end where you're that go-to guy, like like the greats we were talking about. I mean, another honorable mention you could argue, especially with the situation they are at quarterback, is Cole Kmet. Chicago's going to need him to get a
Mm.
couple bags to win their
Heck,
game.
that might even be better as far as most impactful because if you think about it,
I mean, he had 2 touchdowns against us and they lost the game. So they're
yeah,
they're going to
and you
need
got a
him if they
rookie
expect to
quarterback,
win.
and you got a rookie quarterback, so
Right, right.
that's good, man. We got some good tight ends in the league right now. I'm telling you right now, and I just think that right now, with just, I think you kind of nailed it specifically. I think we both
Hawkinson's
did
another
actually.
one. Hawkinson's
Um,
another one. They're going with either Sam Darnold or a rookie.
Laporta,
You know,
Laporta, look at
yeah.
Laporta as well over there in Lions,
Washington
like
or Lions. Yeah, yeah.
Lions.
Well, I mean, Jared Goff. He loves a good tight end, so we know
That's his
he's
favorite
one.
target.
Yep.
Yeah. But at least, seeing these other guys that we did mention, I think they're
I'm sorry,
needed.
Jared. I'm sorry, Jared. I didn't mean to make it sound like that. I know you don't love a good tight end, but you know you love a good football tight end.
Anywho, but but yeah, so these guys definitely are gonna do it. I already said it this morning. I'm like, Mike Gesicki's gonna go for over 1,000 yards and he's gonna get 14 touchdowns. Mark my words. He's going to be a Pro Bowl tight end. Watch. Pro Bowl tight end.
Well, I think that
Only because the
he's
scheme
finally in a spot where
fits him.
he's in a spot where he can actually make a difference to somebody. And that's
because
no
the
shade
scheme
on
fits
him.
them.
That's no shade on us. That's no shade on anybody. It just is what it is, you know? I
Sometimes
think that
puzzle pieces don't mix at
and,
the same time, you know?
and we
Maybe in
and,
the future he can, but for
right.
right now,
And we could be laughing at ourselves by the end of this year and he could have 2 touchdowns and 300 yards, you know? We could be laughing at ourselves. But I'm just saying
mm,
that when I look at it like just subjectively and I just kind of look at it abstractly, it looks like that's probably the match is him with a guy like Burrow and what they do in Cincinnati and all that. It just,
yeah, I agree. I agree. But hey, listen, I think that's great. Now we got the defense one and defense two because you know we're both gonna pick the Dolphins.
right. Which
Like,
I actually genuinely like the Dolphins in this spot
oh
at
yeah, I
home,
think the Dolphins would be good because last
opening
two times
day.
last two times we've played the Jacks, we've lost to them. So
Hmm.
this is an important game. So I do
And
think
all
that
you
the
can do in
Dolphins
a
defense has
situation
to
like
be
this
more.
is pin your ears back and get after it. You know what I mean? So, and we know our defense at home is good at doing that. So,
Exactly. So now that we mentioned that, who's your secondary defense that has to be
uh,
impactful? Because I
gonna
can
have
think of at least
gonna
I
have
can
to
think
be the Bills. If they don't get things turned around on their like as far as if they don't
think
have a
so.
good if they don't have a good roster turnaround and McDermott doesn't turn that around on a dime as far as
Mm,
with what they've lost compared to what they've gained in the offseason, it's I'm not saying they are worse or better. I'm just saying that we don't know. They lost a whole lot of good and they brought in a whole lot of new. So it's going to be up to McDermott. You see what I'm saying? How fast is that turnaround going to be? He could be Hall of Fame
you're
for
right.
all we know and get
You're
them
right.
boys right around. So that's what I'm saying. For the Bills this week, it is really up to their defense to stop Kyler Murray from being Kyler Murray with his new
Mm,
wide receiver, Marvin Harrison.
oof. You know, it's funny with that.
They already
I'm
got
gonna
I'm
go.
sorry, Miss Vince, they already got Marvin Harrison priced up with the mid-grade to upper level boys on fantasy. It's not like he's some $3,000 receiver that nobody knows is going to even get the ball. They're expecting him to perform right out of the gate.
Yeah.
The odds makers.
I actually think that the defense that has to perform the most impactfully in order to get the win. I'm torn between two, which kind of pisses me off. Bears and Falcons. Because to me, you have to help out your rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? You have
Mhm.
to help out your rookie quarterback. And I don't know if I I don't trust the Bears. You know what I mean? But I think that in order
Well,
for
the
them to
Bears is the
beat,
city of defense, so they definitely need to get their stuff straight on defense.
so thank you. So for me, I think the Bears defense, because guess what? Will Levitt's and that offense, they made it happen, and they're coming year two. Yeah, they lost Derrick Henry, whatever, but at the end of the day, I still think you essentially have two young quarterbacks. I think that the Bears defense has to be most impactful out of all the teams in order to beat the Titans. The other one that I was thinking, and the reason why I was saying it is the um the Falcons defense,
Mhm.
because we know that the Steelers defense is going to be real tough on the Falcons
Right.
offense, in my opinion.
You'd expect that out of the
You
Steelers, yeah.
expect that exactly. So your defense has to overcome the deficiencies your offense may have. And heck, you can actually argue the same thing with the Steelers. I could literally just pick the Steelers defense
Right.
to be the most impactful because at least Atlanta got weapons. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What's going on with the Steelers? We don't really know 100%, especially with their QB. So I would say I'm gonna pick Atlanta. I'm gonna go with
And
Falcons.
there's a couple teams where they already have a known good defense, but the question is going to be can they keep it going now that they got their quote unquote offensive guys back? The Jets
Like the
being one
Jets.
of those.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fantastic defense, but are they now going to have their slump because they finally got A-Rod back and expected to, are they, you know what I mean? Is in other words, did the hourglass run out on that defense? We'll find out. There's another team I
Hmm.
was thinking of. I can't get it back in my head now. That's in the same boat as the Jets in that regard. Who's had a good defense but needs to keep it going. Um, Dang, I can't remember who it was now.
Oh my God! If they shut out the
Oh, the Brown,
Jets,
the
man, that would
Browns,
be
the
hilarious.
Browns. Another one getting their quote unquote
Mm.
star back at quarterback. So
Oof.
everything is in line to be okay on offense. Can you continue those great defensive showings you had year over year for the past couple seasons?
That's a good one. What about the Raiders? You got brand new pieces in that
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. The
Are you able
Ravens
to
too.
actually seamlessly get them in so that you can
Hmm.
have a strong defense?
Yep, the
Mm,
Ravens too. I mean, as your guest pointed out the other night, you guys have a pretty they have a pretty decent defense in Baltimore, and it's been
they do.
consistently good.
Hmm.
Look at what's that
But
guy's
they got their
Hamilton,
secondary back, which is what their issue
right?
was,
That
injuries.
Hamilton,
So they're
their
back.
star safety or whoever it is, Hamilton, is that his name?
Yeah, I think so. Yes,
Something like that. Kyle
I
Hamilton
can't
or
think.
something, or Kevin
I
Hamilton,
think
or
so. Yeah.
that dude's
Excuse me.
gonna continue to be a star.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Their
Cowboys,
secondary, their
Cowboys got to get,
secondary, yeah.
their defense
Kyle
needs to
Hamilton,
step
that
up.
free safety. They also got Mark Williams as well. So that
Hmm.
those and Marlon Humphrey, that's what I was thinking as their
Yep,
corner.
yep.
They had a lot of issues with injuries. And
I
that's
mean,
one thing.
the only real breakdown they had was against us when when Tua had that comeback.
Yeah, which she was like, it hurt us. It hurt us.
I mean, Marlon
I know.
Humphreys is like lollygagging around, like, well, can't stop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now she did mention her name is Raven Stock with Yolanda. Go
Oh yeah,
check her out,
Yolanda,
guys. Go check
what a
her out and
brilliant pick,
subscribe.
man.
And they just got Nate Wiggins, their rookie, so she's very excited about that corner. She
We need
thinks
to
that she's gonna
convert
be a
her. She
great
needs to be a
piece.
Dolphins fan.
No,
She
she
got the
seems like
look.
she's dug it. But the funny part is she's actually a Floridian from Central
Right,
Florida.
exactly,
So
exactly.
it's like
She
maybe,
looked like a Floridian. She looked
maybe.
smart.
So Humphreys is the best player on secondary. Ravens lost Patrick Queen to Steelers. Yeah. So, but there you have it. So your quarterback is. Oh my God! I put Anthony Richardson on mine, and I gave you um Kyler Murray. That's funny. Let me switch this up properly.
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't be adverse to picking Kyler Murray. I mean, he
Yeah,
does need to. It is going to be incumbent upon him to get there a win for them
yeah.
because Josh Allen is coming. He's going to do his thing. So
Seriously. So you got Anthony Richardson, you got A10, you got D Hop, Isaiah Likely, Dolphins D, and the Bills D. I picked Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, George Pickens, Mike Gesicki, Dolphins D, and Falcons D. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our most impactful players. I know a lot of people like to do what's that thing called, parlays or whatever, right?
hmm hmm
So hey, maybe that might help you.
I know I
You
might
never
do
know.
that. You know what? I might make that my core player group for a fantasy lineup.
There you go. But ladies and gentlemen, all of this is just for educational purposes, entertainment purposes. We're only doing this for entertainment purposes. We're no experts of nothing. Yada yada. Disclaimer, disclaimer. Do not
As a
sue me. Thank
non-expert,
you.
I run about 65%, which is best you could hope for any analyst.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I
There's people
ran.
out there get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to be 50%.
You know me. I was pretty good. Just saying.
So, I might be
Just
sending my
saying.
invoice to you one day, Miss Fins. when you start, when you start like balling out and like all of a sudden it's all pouring in for you because Miss Phins is the latest jazz. I might have to send you an invoice.
Please, and I will gladly pay it, man.
Yeah, but you can
Gladly.
only expect
With
50.
interest and bonus.
You can only
Or with a
expect
bonus.
55% out of me.
That's awesome. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. This is League Wide Wednesday with your host, Miss Fins, and our co-host, Mr. Color Commentary. Look at our beautiful look. Look at this beautiful
I
logos
know.
over
I
here,
feel
ladies and
so. I
gentlemen.
feel so showed up. I got to get your artist to make an Abby for me because that is just great work.
Okay, Steven. Okay, no problem. You know what I mean? You can get it. He's awesome. Just hit him up. I don't know how much he charges, but he's
he
pretty
can
good.
he could characterize this the one that I'm using tonight right there. Like
He really could.
he
He's
don't have to
really
make
good
it
at
green eyes or nothing. You can lose the microphone, but he could use that
it.
as the template.
There you go. Well, we'll check him out.
'Cause
I know he's on
all
Instagram.
a
JC
character
Texas
artist
Art.
all a character artist needs is a template. They don't really need to actually, they just need to see your overall look and then they spoof it. That's
Mm,
what's fun about it. I've never had a
I know.
character painting done of me.
Well, hey, now you could possibly have one. You know what I mean?
Remember the Bayside Mall, Miss Fins? You used to be able to go to that one
Of
place at the
course, I remember
Bayside
the
Mall and
mall.
get it done. But
They used to do it at Sawgrass too, but they
yeah,
don't. They don't
yeah.
do it no more. I
Remember the
think at the swap shop.
Oh yeah,
I know
yeah.
that they did it too. So
Remember the gem store in the Bayside that had the big old 6 foot tall geode, amethyst geode? Remember it was like
yes, holy smoke!
$6,000 or something.
That's ridiculous. And then you have Bubba Gum Shrimp thingy. I never went in
Mhm.
because I don't like. I mean, I can't have shellfish, but I
And
never liked
Bayside was
it in,
cool
but it's
because
cool.
they have that one open area that's away from the mall that they have like concerts and stuff and
Yep,
restaurants.
yep,
It's a pretty cool place.
yeah.
Whatever happened to
That's the
Bayside?
amphitheater.
Is that
That's the
still going
amphitheater.
on?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
still there.
People
They're
still
doing
go there?
construction. They're still in constructions right now because they're expanding and adding some more veins to 95
Mm,
and the I-395 and a portion of 595. So they're just still dealing with those constructions. But down there in Brickell, because that's literally Brickell Ave,
okay.
um, you're gonna be dealing with major traffic. It's right in front of the AAA as well. Um,
Yeah, we used to take the tri-rail to get down there, and then the
yeah,
metro
you're gonna have to
system.
do it.
You
You're
know,
gonna have to deal with it. But hey, it's
it
part
spit
of it.
you right out at the mall.
It's part of it. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Color. Talk to
Miss
me.
Finn,
Give me your final thoughts, sir.
my final thoughts, as always, is there is no final thought
I love
because
it.
thoughts go on forever and ever and ever.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It's like there is no goat because there'll always be somebody better, given enough time and distance traveled.
Wait, say that again because you cut off. You got cut off.
Back. All right. So technically, there is no goat because time doesn't end, and uh, distance traveled, there'll be always somebody that's better. So there technically is no such thing as a goat.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of goats. I'm sure we can go to a goat farm
Until a
somewhere down
Dolphin
here.
quarterback becomes the goat, then there's a goat.
We already have a goat, and his name is Danny Marino. And I need you guys to go check out the Fish Tank iconic episode that they did. Is our very own Dolphins 30 for 30. I had OJ McDuffie here, guys, live. So if you want to catch that interview, you can go ahead and do so in the channel. Go check it out. Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, remember that you can join the Misfits Pick'ems League. It's in the description of the show, guys. I think you guys will absolutely enjoy that. Color, if there's nothing else, become a member, guys. I
Oh
appreciate it.
yeah.
You can catch Miss Vince Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. And always, every week, you can
And,
catch League Wide Wednesdays
and
here at 8 p.m.
if y'all are good, Color will be starting to do every morning, 10 o'clock. over at the Phins tailgate, post game, moving into pregame. We are filling that void that has been empty at the 10 o'clock morning hour to noon every day, almost every day. So everybody can get up and talk about the game, and then we can move into pregame. It's not going to be a melee every day. It's going to be a regular show, but I will have an open panel usually once a week, as close to after the game as possible, so people can vent, get their steam off. But we're going to have it a little more, friendly to bigger audiences. Be in the morning. It's not going to be your crazy tailgate like it normally is over the tailgate, but we will be going 10 o'clock every morning with yours truly, color commentary. Cammed up finally when I get my studio finally arranged this weekend. And we Monday morning will be talking about, obviously, the game results between the Jags and the Dolphins. So check it out over at the Phins Tailgate. Subscribe to us if you haven't. You know where to find it. The easiest thing to do is go to tftgnetwork.com and you will find links to everything we do there, including the newest thing we're doing. We are now curating all our stuff as well through Apple, Spotify, and your favorite podcast platforms out there. So check that out. Catch us on Monday morning. I will be ready to go with bells on to talk about the Jags and the Dolphins. And you also got all the stuff we got going up, ramping up for this game, pregame. Ali's Saturday night, Shake with the drive time on Friday. They had a good show earlier tonight with the Smoke Lounge, getting back into the swing of the season. We got real practice going on this week, ladies and gentlemen, because we got a real game Sunday. So I'm excited for that. I will definitely be seeing Miss Phins at the game at some point just to say hi. And so she can get my mom drunk. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my
There's,
God!
there,
Don't
there's
tell
no
people
there's
that,
no
bro.
truth to that rumor.
Exactly. Thank you.
It
I
was
don't know what
Dolph
you're talking
Leakey's fault, not Miss
Thank you.
Finn's.
But ladies and gentlemen, anyways, thank you so much for coming through. Again, this is Miss Fins, Mr. Color Commentary. Follow him on all social media. Check him out on the Fins Tailgate. And
Thank
tomorrow
you,
you
Miss
can
Finn.
catch Miss Fins 8 a.m. for Remix Thursday. We got Miami Dolphins updates. We got some league updates too. And I'm gonna be doing some something else. I can't think of it right now. I got it written down. But come check it out. 8 a.m. Eastern, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it, everybody for coming through. Shout out to all of you guys. If you're just catching the replay, go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Everybody on Twitter and Twitch, guys, we are so close to getting to 1,400 subs, guys. I really need your help so that way we can go and make it happen. I am 2 subs away from making it to 1360, guys. So I need your help. I'm being told 70 to 85% of you guys are brand new watchers. So if you're watching anyways, why don't you go ahead and subscribe, guys? It's the easiest and freest way that you can go ahead and support the channel. So please go ahead, hit that like button. If you're on Twitter and Twitch, hit my the link to my channel on there. It's right there, very easy to see. Click it, come over, subscribe, guys. And we're so close. So I appreciate all of you guys. Again, thank you so much. I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Myself, you're going to see Color over there at TFTG. But ladies and gentlemen, we will see you back next week, Wednesday, for week 2, episode 2, season 3 of League Wide Wednesday. Thank you so much. Take care. And as always, bye bye.